Who wants to do the game recap? Because I had to ditch last week's.
Y'all bitches ate. Y'all bitches talked to people. Y'all bitched about me not being there.
We showered together.
That's great. Co-fondled my balls.
Oh, and
That's true.
Marlene finally kicked Gil in the nuts like I've been telling her to do all along.
Was Junior
That must.
was Junior in the prostitute last game?
Yes.
Or was that the game before? Okay.
Okay.
He turned her down.
You're a hooker? I was doing great with you.
Highlight of the game was Marlene finally did it after all of these many weeks worth of advice.
She couldn't keep her hands off my balls.
All right, so where we left off, you guys were still in the dinner with Winslow, and we were starting to kind of wind it down, but then we hit a point where...
We gotta shoot Scotty?
That you guys had some questions because we were having family truth moments, and some questions were coming up about Scott and about Skink, Gecko, and Chameleon that, without Wayne here, couldn't be answered, and it was getting harder and harder to dance around Wayne's absence because...
So we basically were able to draw the line with the women lizards and the southern... I guess there's no common animal for the southern zoo. That maybe that the southern zoo was a thing, and then that's kind of the same MO as the lizard women, so maybe they're the same group, and that the Southern Army that has nothing to do with the zoo is being like manipulated by the zoo, and
They're creating chaos.
They're creating chaos, and maybe that's not a good thing. Wait a minute, maybe these zoo people are not good guys. Oh, Scotty works for them, and he's sitting right here.
Yeah, so
he's got ham sandwiches.
I don't mind imitating your voice and having people do die rolls for you, but these are getting to be character level decisions.
All right.
So, all right, let's... So
First question, how many pods were there on the station? Were there just four?
Four. There were four.
And I know it's in every one of the... Well, not what was
Everyone but
pods.
one. I think there's one you have not accounted for yet.
Also, I could be totally wrong on this, but it's just a suggestion that maybe Scotty went to the bathroom because the last 10 minutes of conversation, him not saying anything and just sitting there in mute silence means he's either pulling a gun or didn't hear us.
We're just going to retcon this a little bit. We're not going to redo the whole dinner, but we are going to back up a little bit into the dinner and start that conversation with Scott here now so you guys can ask him questions or Scott can ask you guys questions. And Wayne, I believe you are aware of what was in 3 pods because one was the truck. One was the communications gear.
One was the one I came in.
One was the one you came in, which I don't think you told them what was in yet. And then there's still pod number 2, which is unaccounted for.
Let's talk a little bit about what we were talking about last
yeah,
week, too.
just so I kind of flow to it.
Because I don't want to like start this conversation and then be like, I don't remember the mindset I was in.
Okay, so let's just pick it up. Do you guys want Ethan at the table? Do you want? Bless you.
He was out. We asked him for
okay, so Ethan's still standing aside. Mm-hmm. So he's just keeping himself busy at the far end of the pavilion. And
all right, I think it's story time.
I pull my gun.
Maybe it's not story time. All right. Pod you guys came down in. Well, pod Fat Tony came down in. There's a truck. Sounds like there's a lot of food. A lot of equipment. Pod I came down in. Wasn't food, truck, or anything. Filled with robots. Mannequin looking, like, unfurnished. But each one of them had a box on it. Box with armor. I show off my armor. Box with weapons. Point to my gun. Ammo for him. Was basically an army in a box. We landed. Got out. Grabbed some supplies. And then someone blew the fuck out of the box. Just like you guys described your box blowing. Plane up above, drop bomb, gone.
So you're saying, was there anything left?
No.
And you didn't get any of the robots out?
Nope.
Not a one.
Not a one.
These were just shell robots?
Yeah, they weren't turned on. They were just plain. Not like hearts, though. Not. These things were built to fight.
I described the mannequin robot that Emma came to me when back in Chicago.
No, Emma's literally didn't look like a mannequin. It literally was a mannequin.
Okay, so this isn't the same?
No. Because Emma basically was building a body out of what scrap was available.
Yeah.
And so to get a human form, the outer shell of her robotics was actually literally a cut-up store mannequin.
Gotcha. And I knew this. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Gil does not
We
think...
saw that horrifying,
Yeah, because that was like part of his head was cut off. And
yeah, but doesn't that sound like maybe those were meant for her?
Does this have anything to do with her?
So far, almost everything's had everything to do with
We got 4 pods that dropped. One of them has a truck, supplies. Robots aren't going to eat supplies. One of them has communication equipment. One of them has an army of robots.
When you say army, how many?
You would have... John actually gave an exact number.
You kind of have an idea, I'm sure.
Yeah, 2 or 3 dozen.
2, 3 dozen.
So, how many other humans were on that pod with you?
I give that number.
Yeah, I think he was with about 10-ish. I mean, it was a decent number.
What happened to them, Scott?
They went to St. Louis. When Junior and I were talking, they said that we were in the car with Ethan.
Yeah.
He said that people had been rounded up that came from the station. So
What does this have to do with the lizard chicks?
we're getting there. So
Gil sits back.
to answer your question, I think that some of them have been killed, taken. Why we aren't supposed to tell people where we're from in St. Louis, because there's a bounty out on people from where.
I throw a
Station.
bun at Junior.
Start munching on it.
So, met up with the zoo shortly after. I know 3.
Met up with, as in...
Met them. They found me. They trained me. That's how I learned to shoot the gun. Gecko, chameleon, and skink.
Why you, Scott?
I don't know.
They give you a reason? Just random?
No.
So far, nothing has happened here that's random.
No, I don't think anything is random.
Did they know you? Or did you tell them who you were?
No, I told them where I was. But I said they trained me to shoot. What I know about their organization, very compartmentalized. They don't even know. They're told to go places and do things. They're not given the details. They're all individual pods. I don't know how many of them are out there. This is a group of 3 women that look exactly alike.
What do you mean exactly?
I
They're
mean,
triplets?
that's what they say. I can tell them apart because I've gotten to know them.
I mean, that's weird, but not necessarily unheard of.
It's a little odd.
But they always seem to know what each other are thinking. And Junior,
Yeah.
they know you.
Marlene, you don't have to raise your hand.
They remember you.
Okay, you guys are from space?
Yeah.
Are you just figuring that out now?
Didn't I tell you this? Or did you just not believe us when we told you?
No, you're dicking up my attempt to condescend you. They're fucking clones.
Why?
They are adamant that they are not clones.
All right, Marlene.
But all of them remember. All of them remember you, Junior,
Remember me from what?
from the station. There's a girl up there. She died at around age 7. They all have her memories.
Holy shit, they're all robots. They're all Emmas.
Why don't we just make up other stuff? They're actually lizards.
So-
and they shoot lasers out of their eyes too.
So every time
I
you
can make
said,
things up as well.
every time you've believed they say
Yours
they know
aren't
you,
plausible.
It turns out you don't know them at all. You know some person that they're, in my opinion, imitating.
I think they're clones. That's my personal belief. But
So you're dating a clone?
yeah,
Well, he's dating a robot.
he's
At least he's got a girlfriend.
He's just like, yeah, so what?
Like, where's your girlfriend? Oh, it's right here.
It's all pink on the inside.
I had sex in space at least twice. I got the 2 fuck trophies to prove it.
they're all different. They have the same memories. They seem to think alike, but there's differences between each one of them. And while they were training me, while I worked with them,
How many others were they training?
no one. So they're very compartmentalized and small. They have resources.
Did they give you any kind of task? Like, did they want you to, not necessarily us, but were they trying to get you to find other people from our station?
No. What did they want you to do with us?
Protect Junior.
Why?
Because they're trying to build a better world. And their mission somehow involves Junior.
Certainly a lot of people dying for this better world.
They know who runs their organization. Guy calls himself Dragon.
Of course.
They've met him.
Southern Army, Dragon.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm not
Love him
wrong.
is great, right?
The South is finally rising again.
No, it only took an apocalypse.
They've met him. I haven't.
Is he around here?
I don't know where he's at.
This guy might not
But-
even exist.
They, like I said, they don't even know why they do half the things they do. They're given.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah,
they're given orders.
Especially when people are dying. That's
They're given
great.
orders and they do it because they believe in it, and that's what I was doing as well.
Do you believe in this new world order?
That sounds like zealots.
I believe they're building a better world. I believe they're trying to build a better world.
Based on what?
Yeah, well, so what so far have they done that actually would show you?
Well,
that they're
I mean,
building?
they've killed dozens and dozens of people
Scott,
in
how long were
town.
you with
It's
them?
already getting better. Keep going.
Yeah.
Since
they
right
know a
after
lot of people are
landing.
dying.
Right after landing and followed up with
You and I
guys.
are almost dead because of them.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't think they knew what was in those chemicals.
I think they knew exactly.
Yeah, well, you know what? Maybe they didn't know what they
I was on
in
the
those
list
chemicals.
to die,
They
and
were
I don't
just-
believe for a second she would have given you the chemicals.
So that's a
for
perfect
me to
reason
get
to
it.
just start injecting people.
So hold on.
I think they knew exactly because
It's about not caring. Whether they knew or not is immaterial. They did not care what was in those chemicals.
Right.
exactly.
No, they didn't.
Nor do they care what happens. They don't care if people die. What kind of new world are they building?
Scotty, why do you possibly think they give two shits about you?
Because she loves me.
Oh,
I believe that.
Oh, okay. So Scott, who said I love you first? It's important.
I did. Look, man.
damn it!
I think that sounds nice.
Junior, shut the fuck up. You don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Look, Marley, you didn't.
He's
know
not
me
wrong,
before.
Junior.
I was a monster up there.
Were you an inmate?
Yeah, I was an inmate. I deserve to be behind bars.
Scotty had a pretty bad reputation. That's true.
He was a hitman. Come on now. Let's be honest here. He was a hitman. He killed people for money.
Yeah.
Now he kills people for ideals, and that's scary. In fact,
Because ideals are free.
well, yeah, and you can kill anyone or anything when you believe you're right about it.
Scott, have you slept with this woman?
Yeah. I don't want to kill people anymore, but
Much.
I want to be a better person. But it's going to take bad things happening before a better world happens.
Scott, what?
Find bad things.
I don't know. My mission was protect Junior. I would have killed people to protect Junior.
What
Junior
have?
is important, and they don't know why. They didn't know about Emma.
I find that hard to believe.
They knew Junior was important, but they didn't know about Emma, and they didn't know how Emma fit into the plan.
So this is all
I bet
correct.
Dragon knew, but they didn't know.
I'm sure Dragon did know.
But what have they done that convinces you they truly want to make this better world?
You'd have to meet him and talk to them for a while.
They are very convincing.
Do you know there's a whole group of people who are completely against everything that those people are doing, and that it's not, and I point at Winslow, and it's not him and the group who runs things who are afraid of their power getting taken away. It's just normal jackasses that we met down on the docks. I mean, this is not a popular uprising.
You know, you say they're convincing. You're right about that. The way they convinced me to inject chemicals into everybody I knew was to show me pictures of my family on slabs. Explain that one.
Like I said, they were given an order to give a package to give to me.
And you think that somehow that makes them righteous?
No. I think there's other people involved that are manipulating them. I think they're working for a
How could
better
you
world.
have your faith in someone who's so easily manipulated?
I look at Junior. I have faith in him.
I rest my case.
Oh.
No offense, Junior, but
No, thank you.
you're hard to trust.
But he's trying to do what's right.
Is he?
Is he, though? I mean, he
Yes,
hasn't
he
the
is.
guise of trying to do what's right.
He's
but
trying to do what he thinks is right.
what someone thinks is right isn't always right.
No.
That's an opinion.
Look, at this point, I don't have any reason to distrust or suspect anybody except you, Scott, because this thinly veiled, oh, I believe they want to build a better world. Well, I can't explain to you what they're doing. I don't have any evidence. I don't have any examples of things they've done to build a better world. I just believe them because I fucked one of them. And I told her I loved her because she fucking manipulated me into doing it. That's not all she's manipulating you into.
She circled yes on "Will you be my girlfriend?" note that he gave her.
And killed a whole bunch of people, too.
Ironclad. Yeah.
Have they ever done anything against any of you?
Yes.
Yes, I just gave you.
100%. I almost died. He's dying.
And again,
They stole his family.
no. I don't believe for a second they stole his family. The people you were working with on the station stole your family. Your family, according to, was it Corpse Dresser, is in Florida. And you were fed false video feeds
Do we know?
of him with him.
Do we know Scotty was given the vials?
Yeah,
Yeah, he knows.
Okay.
I know that for sure.
Oh.
I had already said that.
Okay. Scotty, who gave you the vials?
Gecko gave me the box. I didn't know what was in the box, and I don't believe she knew what was in the box.
But she still got a box from who you were
Was it
Yeah.
sealed?
accusing of doing all these horrible things. Why would she be working with someone who was so horrible?
Marlene, if I told you to give a box that I'm handing you, to give it to secretly to someone to inject the contents into them without their knowledge, is that like on the up and up?
No, it doesn't. But in Scott's defense, Scott's point is that Gecko didn't know what was in the box. Scott didn't know what was in the box. What was in the box was for the doctor with instructions. Were there instructions with the box for you to telling you what to do, or did Scott give you the instructions?
They were in the box.
Okay.
The corpse dresser told you what to do with them.
Yeah.
You were expecting a package.
But my point is...
So somebody had already gotten to you ahead of time.
Yeah. It was one of these lizard chicks.
I don't believe that.
Well, I do, because I saw her.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, Scotty, no offense. Well, actually, fuck, I don't care. I believe Poe. If Poe says he saw a lizard chick, I believe that Poe says he saw a lizard chick, because the only box that's important in this story is the one between her legs that's got you fucking spinning.
You're telling me one of them reached out to you and told you what to do with it.
When some chick shows up with some lizard name and freaking night vision goggles, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and assume they're part of this zoo bullshit that we're dealing
But
with.
that's not what you just said. You just said that one of them told you.
What?
We just asked the question of who actually told you that this package was coming to you. You said it was one of them. I don't believe that.
Okay.
Because I don't believe that they knew what was in there.
Just because some pale chick gave you an over-the-pants handy, all of a sudden, that's the only person you fucking trust? Are you kidding me? You sleep with someone one time, and all of a sudden, oh, their way is righteous, and oh my god, they're trying to make a better world. You're a fucking joke, Scott.
They are trying to make a better world.
Based on, you'll just have to talk to them, so take my word for
By
it.
making one idiot cum in his pants at a time.
There's Scott. I think Scott believes what he believes, guys. I mean,
I don't doubt this idiot believes what he believes.
He was in a vulnerable state. They took him in, right? That's Stockholm syndrome, right?
Oh my god!
He just I'm just kind of shaking my head.
You're okay, Scott.
So he's Beauty and the Beauty and the Beast. Is what you're saying?
Who told you specifically
I don't remember who
to drug us?
The corpse dresser did.
No. But who told me about the that I was expecting a package?
Corpse dresser.
Yeah, it was on the video.
Yeah, the corpse dresser said,
No,
you had your family.
there was a
No. Somebody
way
came to me
way back
first
when.
with night vision goggles.
Yeah, because Junior went and talked to one of the chicks.
You got sent a video feed.
No, I had a physical person.
Way back when Junior went to talk to one of the lizard chicks.
Gecko.
Yeah.
Poe followed him,
Right.
Yeah.
did these stealth rolls, and then spoke to the lizard chick.
And she said you'll have a box.
I'll have a box coming.
No, I remember that conversation.
He did talk.
He did talk to her,
But-
but that the box thing came when you got the message for the video that had the picture of your family, because you said you would do it, and they didn't tell you the box was coming until you agreed to do it, which was over the video.
Yeah, I'll have to check which one, exactly who said what, but I do know, because this has been a meta-truth since before this campaign even started, I know who works for what and what their goals are. The one who ultimately would have called the shots to say, take these three things and inject three people, would have been the corpse dresser. Now, I don't recall specifically exactly what the three chicks would have known in the process. But it was, the injection was not their idea, and
No, I'm not saying it was. I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying.
Okay.
That's not what I'm saying. I was told beforehand when I spoke to, I don't remember exactly the conversation, but yeah, I followed Junior.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago. It was like,
Oh, don't worry. Someone listening to this is going to tell us what happened.
Well, yeah, I mean, whatever the case is, I'll just give you the Game Master meta-truth that in that situation, they were working as messengers. They were not calling the shots on any of that.
yeah, and still my point is, even as messengers, they're still working for someone. So they're the same. There's no difference for me.
They're working for Dragon.
I don't care. They're all the same thing to me.
They're sowing chaos.
Yeah.
People are dying. People are getting hurt. People, whatever they're selling, some people want it.
Yeah, a
Like
better
you.
world.
Okay.
The Southern Army wants a better world. Emma wants a better world. They want a better world. I do think they're all together.
The
in
people
one
who
way or
got blown
another.
up in that town we came from, he says the name, I just don't remember.
Dixon.
Those people who died in Dixon, did they want a better world?
Those people who died in Dixon because you guys were there. People from the station blew up Dixon. The other pod is who I think went there. But definitely people from the station blew up Dixon.
So you're
The
saying,
Southern Army wasn't responsible for it, and they gave us the person that did it, who Marlene killed.
you're saying this better world that's coming about, no one's dying. And then
People die
people,
for it.
what about the people who don't want it? And I point at Winslow. I don't mean like him. I don't mean people are trying to hold their power like by the balls. I mean people choosing the truth, not, oh, just trust me, it's a better world.
People will always be dying, one way or another.
Oh, that's fantastic.
The way things are right now, people are
So I can
dying,
pull out
whether
my
it's
gun and
changes or not.
shoot those three people in the corner there because people are always dying? That's not right, Scott. That is not right.
Fighting for a better world is right.
What does that even mean?
A world with technology again. A world where we don't have all of these communities and crowds around killing people. Where something like Chicago wouldn't be allowed to exist because there's order again.
How does throwing
Because there's a government again.
How does throwing St. Louis, which I don't really care for St. Louis, but at least they have some form of government here. How does throwing St. Louis into a civil war make that happen? How does that make technology happen?
Out of character, do they know about the Civil War?
They told us.
Yeah.
That happened in the last conversation.
And it's the Southern Army, and then we drew that.
Yeah, Winslow mentioned to them that there is a fight going on the south side of town. Now, that's not the Southern Army there. That's the local guard is fighting the standing army. It's a popular uprising, which I don't think this group knows the details of.
I thought that Oh, okay.
The Southern Army is in a standoff with them south of Cape Girardeau right now.
All right. Well, then Gil misspoke. Gil
Okay.
said that then. But listen, they are so in chaos. People are dying. They're not okay. It's a better world. Technology, all these wonderful things. Why do they have to be sneaky about it? Why can't they just go?
Because people don't want to give up their power.
Well, I think that's exactly the right point, is that they have to tear down whatever power structures exist so they can replace those power structures.
Yeah.
Or step into power?
Right.
So we're trading this mess in St. Louis for
Another mess.
a guy named Dragon who totally wouldn't be a dictator?
No, I think Dragon's going to have to be taken out at some point.
Wow. Holy shit, you don't have any loyalties whatsoever, do you? That is amazing.
I thought Dragon was that. I thought, okay, so the lizard chicks want to make a better world, but they're being manipulated by Dragon.
Yeah.
So Dragon doesn't want to make a better world?
No, he's a tyrant.
No, I don't trust him.
Based on what?
Nothing.
Based on he's keeping them in the dark.
Nothing. It's hot air. Better world is hot
Based
air.
on-
This is
I think he was the one that gave he's their boss. If they're playing messenger to give out the medicine,
So they would be blindly loyal to someone who can't be trusted?
Yeah.
But you're blindly loyal to people who can be trusted, based on you'll have to meet them and hear what they have to say.
They're good people.
Yeah, this is really, really
They
thin, Scott.
are not all there in the head.
Sure, yeah, and I mean, and they just without reservation trust Dragon, but Dragon can't be trusted because you told us so.
I told you I don't trust him. Doesn't mean you have to trust him or not.
Well, I don't
trust
know
me,
anything.
I don't trust him.
I don't have a reason to trust or distrust. I don't know anything about him. I don't even know if he's real.
I don't trust him because he names himself Dragon and he's trying to take over the world as far as I can tell. So no.
Yeah, seriously, this is like one of your fun books. This is just a ridiculous story.
I wish we would have named the truck Dragon.
Damn it. Right.
Is that more intimidating than a flaming shark? Because you expect the dragon to have flames.
Flaming
You don't
shark
expect the
actually
shark to have
is
flames.
one of the stupidest things I have ever heard in my entire life.
Oh no,
Really?
there's
This
a
is
guy
why
trying
you
to take
and I-
over the world named Dragon.
That's, well, at least he's not a flaming shark. He's not a sea creature on fire.
Flaming something.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we should meet them.
I think we should. I think we should have the conversation.
Sure. I mean, if anything, we can find out if they're, if they are on our side.
We'll have fun with that. Tell them fuck you for me.
Okay.
Yeah, they kind of hurt us. I don't know what.
He hurt you.
Yeah.
Right. So,
He knew there was risk when he put it in you.
Right.
I don't believe they knew there was risk when they gave it to me, and I didn't know there was risk when I gave it to him.
So they think that everything they do isn't going to hurt anyone.
I'm sure they know.
well, no, people have to die. It's for a better world.
A better
Not
world.
believing
Yeah,
there's
Dragon's better
risk.
world.
Not believing that there's risk doesn't take away your responsibility for there being risk.
No, but let's not forget your responsibility of knowing there's risk.
Yeah, and we've
And
already
then
talked
reject
about
that.
that, haven't we? I've already admitted to that. At least I'm here saying that I knew that.
So let's go talk to
Where
them.
the hell's your girlfriend with the, oh yeah, sorry about that. You have cancer now and your bone plating is metal.
They're out there. Emma can reach them.
Oh, by the way, you're welcome, Scott, for the pick-me-up.
They only found you because of Emma, so Emma can reach them.
Yeah, that's another thing that I don't like. I've never trusted this Emma bullshit anyway. And every single time that she's even mentioned or something comes around, like this robot army, that sounds like something meant for her, to me.
Think?
Yes, Junior, I think.
I kind of do. An artificial intelligence could control every one of those
Didn't you say that the lizard chicks can...
if it had communication.
Telepathically talk to each
Yeah.
other.
They think alike. I don't
So
know if
imagine-
there's anything telepathic to it.
Yeah.
They have the same memory, so they're going to think similarly.
Imagine 36 Hearts soldiers that are all controlled by one super intelligent computer brain.
Sounds great. Sounds like a new world, right, Scott?
Yeah.
Depending what it's doing with it. Do you trust Emma?
Sure.
Would you trust her with an army of robots?
You're asking him?
Anything you ask him, he's going to give a yes to.
Somebody knew what was in the boxes to try to destroy them.
Oh
Knew
my
the boxes
God,
were
Gil is the
lasting.
most trustworthy person in this group. Holy shit.
Just remember, Gil's the asshole.
Well, Gil is an asshole, but you know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so Marlene's got to find a new group to train up to.
It won't be hard.
But we got this cool truck.
We do have a cool truck, and we've got Fat Tony.
Yeah, Fat Tony's pretty WYSIWYG.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty straightforward.
For what it's worth, I don't have any more orders. Protecting Junior.
What happens if you get an order?
At this point, I'll tell you guys.
Great.
We're putting everything out on the table.
So thanks for telling me before you put a bullet in my head.
No.
There'd have to be a good reason to.
To be fair,
It doesn't sound like it.
that you could get a bolt in the head at any time in this place.
That wasn't my point. Thanks.
Yeah. I got you. So, I look over at Winslow.
Okay, so we'll continue the retcon. So Winslow comes back to the table with a
pocket hand?
yes, with a cup of a herbal tea, and sits down.
I still think when you guys are stabilized and we get out of here, we should go to town with the other people from the station that were responsible for Dixon and find out what they know. Because I think somebody knows what these pods were for. And if they have put out a bounty on us, well, at least on anyone from the station, and they destroyed a town aiming for you guys, they know something.
I actually think a little differently. I think we should talk to your girlfriends. See what they have to say.
Well, then, I think that we owe Mr. Winslow a debt that we need to repay. So after we talk to the sisters, we need to go south and find out what is the next job from the colonel.
Oh, I think it's possible that you could do both at once. There might be somebody who's willing to talk to you a little more than one of their active agents. A short while ago, generally speaking, a small number of years ago, one of their number went rogue, left the group.
Blackbird. You mentioned her earlier in the conversation.
Yes, she had to, apparently not feeling herself safe anywhere but in a completely controlled environment, she fled south and started an IST group of her own. But,
Like eating people and doing crazy shit.
they're not the worst of the worst. I'd lie to tell you they're good people.
Earlier this evening, you referred to them as, paraphrasing, an Aristotle cult. What does that mean?
As best as I understand the matter, the Blackbird, whatever her real name is,
Lipschitz.
there was something psychologically wrong with her, and I think she knew that. And she seems to have dealt with that by externalizing her thought process. And so she has people stand in the Greek tradition as personae, who step forward and they take on roles that she has prescribed for them to make sure that she is considering the angles. There was one that represents, each of them represent the three major points of Aristotelian appeal, pathos, ethos, and logos. And she uses them almost like a puppet theater to think through things.
What happened to the rest of her group? They seem to travel in threes.
Oh, she was, came in and out of St. Louis infrequently, but she did, and was seen fraternizing with the Rat Man when he was still around.
I'm sorry for interrupting, Mr. Winslow, but you also said there was a songbird near Cape Girardeau as well.
It appears that Blackbird was replaced by another operative that was recruited here on Earth, who they called Songbird. And Songbird made it as far south as Cape Girardeau before disappearing. She was traveling at the time with a group of individuals that were more or less in the pocket of another house here, house caller. But she departed their company and, last I heard, was headed west. I'm afraid we don't know much about what happens beyond our own sphere of influence, so I don't know where she ended up.
Wonder if there's anything to the names.
Like the birds?
Yeah.
Like dragon? Like maybe he has an ego?
Well, yeah, that's given. But one group of them being all lizards, one group of them... Out of this group, we have two birds.
Right.
Although rat doesn't really work
Rat
with the
doesn't fit.
birds.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder how much she would know if she's been out of touch for a while. I mean, each group only knows so much.
Mm-hmm.
But she certainly found out enough to be frightened enough to run.
She would know more than, I think, either of the three.
If she was not so far away, and if getting her would not be such an obvious move to my own competitors, I'd have already picked her up.
Sorry, he's referring to Songbird?
Blackbird.
Or Blackbird, okay.
Out of character, just because I'm horrible with names. Which one was your character?
Songbird.
Songbird. Okay.
So Blackbird is the one who's gone off her nut.
Gotcha.
And Songbird, well, I don't...
Well, right. That's fine.
I have a theory, but
Yep.
obviously
No
there's
problem.
no way that Marlene has this theory.
Right.
Out of
That's all I just need to know because I...
Out of character, you and I have been in a game with Blackbird.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We were two of the personas.
Mm-hmm.
I know nothing about any of that stuff.
You go with it too, makes sense of this.
Well, so she went rogue.
Seems to have, unless they wanted her to run off and start an IST group somewhere in the south.
So defiance is possible.
Yeah. Everyone has a choice.
Well, what made her defect?
That's a great question. What did she find out?
Why wouldn't she want this better world?
Well, and why don't we go talk to this Blackbird before we talk to the Lizzies?
I think we should probably talk to the lizards now. See where they're at. See what they have to offer.
I like Lizzie's, Gil. That's got a good ring.
Lizzie's, because they're girls.
And they're
too.
lizards. Yeah, the Lizzies.
Yeah, the Lizzies. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think we should talk to them first.
Yeah.
Junior?
Yeah.
I don't have a tablet anymore. He's got my
And
tablet,
besides,
so.
I'm sure Scotty's going to want to, break off a piece.
Yeah. Well, last time Scotty got a whole picture together.
Whoa.
Yeah. Hot.
Holding hands now. Moving up.
Bring a change of pants this time.
So what do we do? We're gonna talk to them first, and then go talk to Songbird or Blackbird.
Well, then we go talk to the Lizzies, and then we go talk to Blackbird, and then we head our way toward the Southern Army, and maybe we find the Songbird along the way before we find It is McNamara, correct?
McNamara was, I think, the colonel.
Yeah.
Isn't that the
Yeah.
general who ran Vietnam?
No, that was General Everest. So yes, is the answer to your question.
Yeah, I think McNamara was the name of the colonel that you were talking to.
Yeah, I believe that's her
Southern
name.
Army. Yeah, she is not the top of the Southern Army. She was she's a colonel. In that
But she
army.
was our contact in the Southern Army.
Yes.
So if we run into Southern Army and say, hey, we did some work for Captain Colonel McNamara near the Chicago
Oh my
area.
god, Captain Colonel.
Yeah, Captain Colonel. It's a popcorn ranking.
Last time we saw one of the zoo, they were with the Southern Army, so we may be able to do both at the same time.
Huh.
Winslow, what's your angle in all this? Do you want this brave new world that the zoo people are promising in a grand leader named Dragon?
You think they're trying to build a better world? It's not that I would question their intentions, as I've never been clear what their intentions are, but
I'm waiting on that myself.
that few people can't change all of this.
Especially so heavy-handedly.
Right, but they can do one hell of a job of disrupting it.
Yep.
We don't know how many of them there are. They're pods of 3 that don't talk to each other.
It's true. I mean, there could be hundreds of them, thousands of them, but
And
I
they
mean,
have contacts and they're players, and
So you
Emma will change the world on her own.
Guys and 6 handguns.
Yeah.
Although Gil doesn't say that because she's not that smart.
Yeah, Emma's going to change the world on her own.
I believe so. Mr. Winslow, so this Blackbird is a person of interest to you. So we could go and get Blackbird and bring her back to you.
All right, you're Songbird, right?
I played Songbird, yes.
Okay, I need to write SB on your thing. I would make goddamn birds. I'm just going to write SB on the quarter here.
Junior.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Junior.
Yeah.
Mr. Winslow has already told us what he wants to do. He wants us to go find out what it is that the Southern Army wants us to do next. So let's not volunteer to abduct Blackbird.
Oh. Okay. I just thought maybe, it was... Okay.
Junior into abduction now?
Yeah.
No, I figured we could probably just convince her to come.
oh, I doubt she'll come willingly. I think she's frightened and hiding. I just think she might be the most willing of any of them to actually tell you anything.
Oh.
And if she knew enough to be afraid, then perhaps she knew, not just is willing to tell more, but in fact knew more.
I think we should talk to the lizards. Then I think we should talk to this Blackbird person. Apparently this Songbird person is underground, unfindable. And then from there we go down, talk to the Southern Army.
Mm-hmm. Out of character, did you guys find out? Because I listened to the episode, but I kind of skipped to get to the parts of it. Did you guys find out about Songbird not being with them anymore?
We just heard that she's apparently near Cape Girardeau. Now, who she's with or what she's doing, I don't think that was
So
specified.
as far as Gil is concerned, Songbird is just another name.
Right.
No.
Okay. The reason I was asking, there would be another bird that flew the coop.
Bird
Yeah,
name.
she's apparently
Probably knew something.
Yeah,
that
So
the others
if they
don't.
think it owns a flight risk, they get a bird name.
Jesus Christ.
And it can't be like Cardinal or Robin. It has to be like a bird, like Songbird, Blackbird,
Bluebird.
Toucan bird.
Thunderbird.
Yeah.
Camper. Kiwi bird.
Yeah. Thoughts were as if they did mention that, might think of that as another
Grizzly
person that found something, even though we know that she didn't remember.
Bird.
That's the real one pulling the strings.
The bird is the word.
Oh my god.
All right. So, if we want to set up a meeting, Emma's the one that can communicate.
Emma, can you do that?
I can try.
Okay. Yeah. All three of them or just one?
All three.
Mm-hmm. You are cordially invited to a... Mr. Winslow, could we borrow this tent?
You think they'll come here?
I don't know.
I'm thinking more somewhere private. On the
Oh, so they set the place.
No, well, I mean, no, probably not.
Yeah, let's
not.
not have them do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so where?
You don't know this area.
Mr. Winslow. Is there a neutral place where we can meet? Because we're not from here.
What would you describe as a neutral place?
Well, I have a couple of criteria. Private, not in the middle of this civil war, and not on anyone's property. Turf, I guess.
So your best bet would probably be wilderness.
How far away is that?
What about one of those fancy river boats?
If you head northeast, not far at all.
How about a riverboat?
Yeah. I like to under that. We can take the riverboat even across the river.
Mm-hmm.
To the east side? What's over there?
Less armed guns.
How are we going to get the? I mean, are there functioning bridges?
Oh, you guys can overrun one.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought so.
Let's.
Yeah.
I tell you what. Let's meet on a riverboat.
I like that.
Yeah.
So who do we know that has a riverboat that we can?
I'll just go down to the docks. See what we can hire.
Well, I mean, I don't know. What about that Pops guy?
I don't know about him. He seems to have some certain opinions. So, I don't know if he'd be a good idea. But,
I'm sure you have a lot of witty sayings.
yeah. But we can ask around. You want to come with? Keep an eye on me?
No.
Make sure I stay out of trouble? Hit me in the balls again?
About time you did that.
It was. It really was.
No, I assumed that we would all go. Safety in numbers and all that.
I don't know, big posse.
Yeah, you're right. Scott might fall in love with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you said sorry.
I was gonna say that. That's so weird, dude.
We're a sloppy posse.
Big smelly posse. Well, Mr. Winslow, if there's nothing else, I have an appointment in the morning.
Just one thing.
Oh, is this where we get shot?
No, it wouldn't.
Give us the antidote.
It wouldn't help either of us if you were shot.
We also haven't dealt with the whole box thing yet either.
What do you mean?
No.
No, that was dealt with last
That
game.
was,
Yeah, that was dealt with last
Yeah, we
game.
did.
Yeah.
That was like the last thing we did.
Okay. Didn't realize you guys actually found a way around the box.
Yeah, no, we're officially members of the Jacksonville insurgency.
As far as thumbprint scanners are concerned.
Right.
Okay, Emma was able to take care of it?
Yeah.
The upload.
Yeah.
Whatever you find out, I trust you will communicate back to me.
It is good to have friends in high places.
Shit, are you kidding, Mr. Winslow? We owe you a solid.
See, pussy for him, big plate of food for her.
Junior
Anything for
over
him.
here.
Junior. I like this guy. He's been straightforward. He's been polite. He's been courteous.
That's what worries me the most. But I do like. I
like this guy.
He's the first guy you've met that takes a bath every day.
Yeah, that's pretty hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's a panty dropper as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
Dan, I set one of the pads
I have to
to
mop under my chair.
I turn on the parental controls,
Good God.
and then I hand Mr. Winslow one of the pads.
You turn on the parental controls when you worry he's going to look at Pornhub?
Yep.
I mean,
I want to limit his access to Emma, but I'm going to say you can communicate with us with that.
out of character question, what's your model for him doing that without using Emma as the intermediary?
No, it would be talking to Emma, but I don't want him to be able to dig too deeply.
Okay. So,
He wants access to text messaging or
all right.
SMS or
So
whatever
what
it's
we're going to
called.
do is, Junior, give me your smarts plus your theoretical tact.
Smartest computer people breaking into this fucking machine.
I know.
Well,
Like,
what
this
is
is
rolls?
so over Gil's head. If he was standing here, he'd be like, no!
Well, that's what I need to know. Because if Winslow ever does feel inclined to break into it or to
You mean like in 5 minutes after
get back his browser history.
Right.
This is the role his people will have to beat to do so. So
Oh god.
Okay. So
3d6 best 2.
that's the two. But if I spend a bullet, it gives me additional dice and keep dice, right?
You can bullet it. If you bullet it, roll 3 dice, pick the best 2, and then you get to all of those best 2, add a third die to it.
Gotcha.
So you're kind of stacking a roll there. So okay, 3d6, pick the best 2.
Oh, I'll give you a bullet.
Plus my smarts, correct?
Yes, plus your smarts.
All right, so that's 7, and then I get to add a dice to it.
So yes, 7 plus your smarts, then add a die.
That's 15, 20.
So okay, they will have to get a 20 to break it. Okay.
Not bad.
And they will only then get access to whatever was ever on that pad.
Right.
It won't.
It's just a jump pick of me.
It will take. It would take some.
Some really steamy chat history.
That's how he tests the fucking cameras and all these. He just takes dick pics.
Does this work?
Come in the zoo.
What is that?
Oh my god, the picture in my head. I'm saving it. I'm stopping
That's
it.
how you get around the facial recognition.
No,
So,
it's
right.
actually him taking pictures of us sleeping next to our junk is what it is. So it's him like,
Jump
and then our junk in the background.
Is that they're doing?
like the picture.
Heart chug hands.
Yeah, heart chuck hands, right. It's like the picture of the guy who goes to conventions next to butt cracks.
Yeah.
That guy got banned.
That's so crazy too because he didn't deserve that.
They let him in too. They let him back after he had like a 1-year ban.
That's so dumb. That guy was doing God's work. Those are fucking hilarious.
Okay, Brodor, in the Magic tournament you just recently ran, was there a lot of butt crack?
So the short answer is no. I mean, there were. So here's what we do get, and I'm not gonna.
From this point forward, nothing's being edited.
Hold on. So
if you're gonna,
what you do get are guys that should be in a 5X t-shirt wearing a 3X t-shirt short. So then you have like this what we affectionately refer to as a Dunlop because it Dunlopped over my belt.
Right.
And so you have this huge belly hanging out from underneath the t-shirt. And I just want to take a permanent marker and make a little smiley face on it. like a poor man's Quato.
So like a baby Huey.
Yeah, exactly right. But yeah, not a whole lot of butt crack. Nobody threw up. Although there was a Magic player recently who ran for public office in a local municipality whose vomit I cleaned up once at a Magic pre-release. And I was like, I'm not voting for you. I cleaned up your puke. I couldn't vote. I wasn't in his district. I would have voted. He's a nice guy. But yeah, normally the one thing that's certainly common is that they cannot aim their dicks because the amount of piss on the floor of the bathrooms, it's unbelievable. I'm like,
they can't see it.
There's a wow.
The stomach can't get over.
There's a toilet,
Right.
and there's a sink. There are 2 large places to put your pee.
In the biz, we call that the panis. He's just peeing straight onto the back of the panis, and it's going straight onto the floor.
It's like putting your thumb almost over the edge of a hose. I was thinking, they're so
okay, before I involve a sniper.
All right, so we're leaving.
Okay.
We have our pockets are filled with ham sandwiches.
Okay, so
Pocket ham.
the dinner winds down. Winslow was escorted by his guards back to wherever it is he hangs out. And once, as you guys are being escorted back to the van, they start tearing down the pavilion and removing its contents and such. And by the time that you guys are really settled back in the van, I mean, it's been mostly torn down, and certainly would be by the following morning. So are you guys doing anything throughout the night other than sleeping?
Yeah, I'm going down to the docks.
Okay, you go down to the docks.
Marlene?
Sure.
All right.
I'm going to hit Junior up for a couple of cigarettes before we leave.
Yep.
So I'll light one and stick one behind my ear.
This one's got a little mint to it. I don't know. Call it menthol? I'm not sure.
Menthol.
Reminds me of Hudson Hawk. When he's on the gurney and the chick throws a cigarette, he grabs it like, oh, menthol. He gets rid of the cigarette.
It's from Junior, and it's mint, so it's a Junior mint.
There you go.
Wow.
All right, so Gil's going down to the riverfront. Marlene's going down to the riverfront. Poe,
Yeah, I'm going to.
you're going.
I guess if everybody else is going to,
No, we don't want to take a big posse.
I'll entertain myself.
Okay, so Scott and Junior, what are you guys doing?
Let's go to a bar.
All right.
Junior knows real good.
I know a good one. There's a girl. I want you to meet.
And you can show him the shower later.
Oh, the shower.
Yeah, did that turn you on when Junior and I showered together before you?
Yeah.
All right, so you three are going to get to the riverfront, obviously, before they get to a bar, because the riverfront's literally right there.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say we're parked on like the riverfront, aren't we?
Yeah, all right, so, and you are followed at a not too much of a distance by Tovich and another guard. So you got two soldiers with you. What in particular are you looking for?
When we walk down to the riverfront, I go over to Tovich and I go, I know you can't leave us alone, but can you give us a little distance?
Not really, I'm sorry. If you die, I won't be far behind.
That's fair. About how far away can you go?
Not far.
Can you stay out of earshot for a little bit?
Depends on how far you are from other people.
Well, let me pull my friends over here to the side real quick. I need to have a private word with them.
I'm going to get into like a pouch that I have and pull some like earplugs or something. Put these in your ear.
Mm-hmm.
No, I really do that.
All right. Does he give us a little bit of space that we?
Well, I mean, you go back on the van, if nothing else. I mean, so...
No, we're down the riverfront.
Oh, you're down the riverfront. Not walking a bank away is just hard to get space, because the
That's
riverfront's
fine.
getting fairly crowded. But, that's fine. Yeah, if you're willing to do a little bit of walk, hey, won't stop you.
All right. So, and it's private now.
Yeah.
All right. New World Order. Where you guys stand on it?
It's bullshit.
I don't actually think I understand what that means.
This new, better world.
Yeah, it sounds so. It sounds big and unrealistic.
Dan, your toilet seat cover is too fuzzy.
Oh, because it keeps falling.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
doesn't
I
say
gotta
it
cut it
well.
off midstream.
Yeah,
Like, whoa!
I think I'm going to replace those later. I don't have the money right now, but...
All right. I'm going to lay it on the table here.
Just in time.
Let's meet with the lizard people on a riverboat. I know somebody who owns a riverboat who's not friendly to the lizard people. We set up an ambush for him.
But that seems.
Dangerous?
That's not the word I was going to use. But I mean, is this revenge, or is it because you think it's the right thing to do? Because if you think it's the right thing to do, I'm going to argue with you. If this is about revenge, I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
I mean, I think revenge kind of gets played out a bit, but I wouldn't mind a little bit payback. But we need some real answers when we have no leverage.
Right, but you're talking put him down.
That could happen.
Okay, so that's not the main goal.
Right.
Okay, all right, I'm on board.
Okay.
You think Scotty's going to be on board?
No, not even a little bit.
All right.
I mean, like to the point to where it's going to be a liability for the plan.
Right, because if he has to pick,
Yes.
yeah.
Right.
Unless you're willing to give out.
She doesn't have anything.
I think I made clear at the bar who I'd be fucking. Unless, unless Tovich is unattached, he's a handsome man.
He is a good-looking man. Capable, too. So, we I tell Marlene about Pops and about Arturo and about the conversation Scotty and I had with them, and about how I threw a fishing line out because we'd heard the Rat Man and I didn't even know where to start.
But he's dead, we learned.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know where to start with that, so I just threw that out.
We really
Fishing.
don't even know if he's dead, right?
And apparently this guy not only heard about him, but actually wanted to talk about him and doesn't like him. Doesn't like the zoo either. So there's this whole counter-revolution thing going on. And they have a boat. So...
Yeah, a boat friendly to us and hostile to them, at least to some degree.
And,
Yeah, no, that's great. I love it. I do. It's great. It's a great plan.
Are you on board?
I am on board.
Oh?
Oh, absolutely.
I have no plan about Scotty or Junior at all. So
I love Junior.
I'm not talking about putting two in the back of their head.
No. That's what I'm saying is what's not to love about Junior?
He's two-faced, lies all the time, never tells the truth, gets us in trouble.
Okay,
we almost die because of him.
Okay, when has Junior lied to us?
Constantly.
What are you talking about?
I mean, why don't you
I
ask
think
me when
are you
he
trolling
hasn't
us?
lied?
No, guys, I'm serious. Okay,
Are you high?
No, I'm totally sober.
Did you get into my bag?
No, I'm okay. I had a couple whiskeys at dinner, but no, I'm not high. Junior is wonderful and sweet and genuine, and I don't understand why you guys are always ragging on him.
Oh my god.
No, I'm serious. What is wrong with Junior?
God, I wish we didn't have that interview. You're going to have to take this one.
Seriously, okay. Is Junior naive?
Every
Yes.
time we come to the table, when something bad happens, because I'm going to be honest with you, all of these guys, except you and me, have got some freaky shit going on. And nobody ever wants to talk about it.
I'm just nodding my head.
When we sit down at the table, when something bad happens, because all this freaky shit, each of the guys gives a little bit. They give a little bit, except Junior. And then Junior makes promises, and then he doesn't keep the promises.
Okay, all right.
Tell me one time he hasn't manipulated a situation.
Well, no,
Once.
okay. Well, no, hold on a second. I don't think that's fair because when you say manipulate a situation, that implies.
Do you have a thing for Junior?
Goodness, he's gay.
No, he's not.
No, first of all, he's non-masculine, but and he's not my type. All right, because I don't want to get into what my type is.
You like dads?
I told you I'm not interested.
No, she said she'd fuck me at the bar. I don't know.
Well, that's because you have. Look, I'm going to sound like a fucking asshole. The point is,
Go on.
now you've got me completely sidetracked. Okay, does
Yet
Junior
you think you can dance around Junior? I
Junior
can get you sidetracked.
Does Junior influence a situation? Absolutely, we all do. We all try to influence things and move things in our direction. And if that's manipulation, then we're all manipulators. But Junior has never lied to me. He's always been honest with me. He has always been kind to me and friendly with me. I don't have any reason to distrust Junior. I have not. I don't know what promises you're talking about that he's broken, but if he hasn't lived up to something, then let's go back to the van and
Okay. Well, let's
put the screws to him.
let's table that for now. I'm not really worried about Junior tackling somebody that's going to screw up our plan.
Right. So
fine.
look,
Scotty is the one who's going to murder us all.
I don't. I'm just starting to be able to tolerate you, but I trust you.
Oh, what a horrible mistake I've made.
But I trust you. I'm still sketchy on the doctor, but he's got stuff that we need, number one. Number two, the thing that I really think is important about him is that his motivation is getting back to his family. And if it's about me being valuable to help him get back to his family, I don't have any reason to distrust him as long as I'm valuable to him. But Junior's just a good guy.
Let me share something with you about prison. You don't make friends or trust people based on whether they're good or bad, because we're all bad. All of us are. We have done and will do horrible things because we are broken inside. Fundamentally broken. Bad people. Don't really have any lesson out of this, but don't trust us or any of us because we're good, because we're not good.
You're putting trust in someone that has no remorse for anything. Sure, Junior's sweet. Or he seems that way. But when has he ever felt sorry for something? He's never done anything, even if it was bad, and then felt sorry for it.
I don't trust anyone here, but this is my family.
Okay.
You can't choose your family, and you don't have to like your family.
Nah, that's bullshit. You could walk away at any moment.
No, I couldn't.
Why?
Because this is my family. Maybe you can. And that's not me being an asshole judging you. I'm just saying what's true for me. When you're in the can, there's two kind of people. There's the people who you trust them, you do things for them because it's like an exchange. Mm-hmm. It's a conditional thing. This person is going to like me or help me or protect me because I did X. Then there's people who, they're your family. They could fuck you. They could fuck you every single day. But you stand by them. You're my family. Unfortunately, I'm your family.
Sorry.
So
he does not disagree.
But then Junior's family.
Junior's family.
Is Scott family?
Scotty's family.
Wow.
Fat Tony's family. Doc is family. Marlene, your family. You can walk away. Molly's family. Families hurt each other. That's part of it. What you choose to do in a family, that's up to you. I mean, you choose to hurt people. Junior kind of hurts people around him. He does not like I do. But he does not make good decisions, and he makes decisions for people.
He makes decisions for himself. He doesn't think about other people.
But that doesn't mean that I'm blind to what he is, which is an evil person.
He's a narcissist.
But that also doesn't mean that I cast him to the wolves, put two in the back of his head. Same thing with Scotty. You assholes are going to get chewed up and eaten by this world because of all this bullshit that you guys got going on. But that's why I'm here.
How could you say Junior's a narcissist? He is. He shows deference to all sorts of people. Specifically just Mr. Winslow, not an hour ago. He was very, he was submissive.
How old are you, Marlene?
Oh no. Oh no, I had it written down too. My mid-20s.
So you're like Junior's age.
Yeah.
Junior actually
yeah.
24?
Yeah, mid to late 20s. I want to say 25, 27 was kind of what we...
Scotty's 29.
I don't have my age on my character sheet. I have my blood type, though.
Right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did break my blood type. Yeah,
It's like A
I'm not a child.
Are we both
You're not.
A positive or something?
Listen.
I've met people that were full of themselves. Junior is sweet.
Just because he's sweet and not
be too old.
ass doesn't mean he's not a narcissist.
I guess.
The same age as Junior.
Gotcha.
So I didn't want it to be creepy level.
Yeah. Probably not. Like I said, don't look to me for answers. I don't have any. I've led a fucked up, horrible life, and I hurt people around me, especially the people who love me and get close to me. I always end up just being a very bad person to them because I'm broken inside, and we all are. But I just have to keep moving. We have to keep moving, and we have to keep momentum. We have to keep going. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to help these guys or protect all of you from the stupid bullshit you guys involve yourselves in.
So I put my hand on like your shoulder. I like nod at you.
Yeah. I take exception to that. I've not involved myself in any stupid bullshit.
You
Other than, well,
this stupid bullshit.
stupid
No,
bullshit.
I agree.
Yeah.
What makes you stay?
Honestly, it's exciting and it's safe. But
Safe.
It's pretty rough out
yeah.
there.
Well, so far this truck hasn't been blown up. My town has.
Yeah, but we've been dealing with like insect groups and
Yeah, but
all
it's
kinds
not-
of
well,
turf wars and
I mean, think about it. You got a gun on you?
No.
When people start shooting at us, we fire back. A lot of other people don't.
plus we have a target on our back for one of the most advanced civilizations on Earth.
See, again, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm not a, yeah.
Look, you guys, I mean, Dixon got bombed because you were there. That's not your fault. It just happened. But when you guys came to town, there was something exciting and fun and interesting about you. And I wanted to see where that led.
She likes the danger.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, you're off the fuck list, pal.
Oh, come on. That wasn't real, right? That was off character, right?
Marlene, do you want to stay or do you want to go?
Gil, if I wanted to go, do you think we'd be having this conversation?
Probably not.
I think you would be gone and we would be missing a lot of equipment.
You would. But, yeah, you would. And ready-to-eat meals and comic books and cigarettes and booze and anything else that this big ass can carry.
Well, if you're staying, I'm glad you are. And I have a job for you.
All right, don't get all fucking weepy on me.
You need to figure out how to deal with Scotty Double V without putting two in the back of his head.
Well, that's just not what I would do.
Good. Because if you can't figure something out, he's going to fucking kill all of us on that boat.
We just need to distract him.
Anything you need, you're in charge of that. In the meantime, we need to go see a man about a boat. A couple of very angry men who say weird things. I'm going to warn you this now. They say some really weird shit, okay? But, well, I was about to say I think they're good guys, but then that would kind of make me a hypocrite in addition to being an asshole, so I'm going to hold off on that. You'll see.
Before we deal with that, can we skip to Junior now?
Sure, okay.
I lose my train of thought.
So are you guys going to the same bar as
Scotty
before?
is sighting his rifle down on the back of Gil's head.
Yeah, okay.
Totally in character.
It's okay. It's 3d6 plus agility.
Whoa! You're fucked.
That bar was on the landing, correct? Or was it farther down, like?
No, it was more like a Dogtown sort of thing.
Oh, okay. So, all right.
You get that helmet on. You'll be fine.
Yeah, you guys also end up with an escort of 2 guards. They're not named. Don't ask. If you do, I will invoke a sniper.
So that's not named, and that's
Don't ask.
Danas, yes.
It's Transylvania.
Danas.
You two mind sitting at the next table so we can talk in private?
No, that's fine.
But 2 drinks for these guys.
Yeah.
He's so thoughtful.
They're just doing their job.
You're insane.
He's so sweet. How could you not be roped into that?
If you want
Scott,
to.
Oh, the same bartender's there, so you get the...
yeah.
I can't tell if you're being serious.
I'm too seriously. Marlene loves Junior.
So you get the...
And you notice if she says anything nice about somebody, it's never when they're around.
Yeah, so it's,
Cavo, I think his name was.
Something
Caro
like-
or something like that.
yeah, it's a the wine with fruit. It's kind of like a...
Like a sangria.
Yeah, it's kind of like sangria, except it's made from such a strong wine. There's also soda water in it to cut it a little.
It's a spritzer.
Yeah, I'll get one for Scott. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that shitty apple thing.
Yeah. Tastes like apple pie. So, Scott, I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
How do you know when you're in love?
Just no.
Well, I mean, you're the only person I've ever met who actually said, that they love somebody.
You wake up and that's the first person you think about. You go to bed, it's the last person you think about. When you want to be a better person,
You look in a mirror and say, I love you every day.
when you want to be a better person for that person,
Well, yeah. I don't think
that's more important to you than anything else, is to be a better person for that person.
then that other person makes you a better person.
Yeah.
Even if everybody else thinks that you're crazy.
Yeah.
And you're
Especially.
well, I think you're awfully brave. Because, not everybody has the balls to say what you said, and to admit what, because you know how it was in prison. You don't show your feelings.
Yeah, no.
You end up like loving.
I'm a different person now than I was then. Because of her.
I can tell.
Junior,
Hmm?
you believe in what Emma's trying to do, right?
Sure.
You know they don't.
No, but
You know that they'll try to stop her.
well,
What is your opinion of the zoo?
I honestly don't know. Part of me thinks that maybe dragons made up.
Could be.
I mean, it's kind of like that show that you have on. What's that one show that we watched? Charlie's Angels, where it was just the voice. You know what I mean? Remember that?
Yep.
And it was some schmuck who was just kind of pulling all the strings, right?
I've wondered if Dragon is actually... They've met him.
Oh,
So there's a person.
so there's a person,
But that doesn't mean that's the only dragon.
or it could be, it could be,
Could be a variety of people playing the role.
or yeah, somebody like what Winslow was saying about Blackbird, right? Like Winslow was saying about Blackbird, right? You got people around you playing the roles.
Emma was talking with them. Emma was trying to work with them. I think that even though they didn't know why they needed you, I think you still play a role in what Emma's trying to do. And I think that Emma is creating the better world, bringing the technology back.
I believe that too.
Now, let's be honest about Gil, Poe.
Well, Gil's too afraid to believe in anything.
That's not what I mean by be honest. This meetup, they're going to try to kill him. This is a trap.
You think so?
Of course it is. The moment he said he wanted on a boat, that was my first thought. Can't get away.
Can't get away and you can get rid of the bodies.
Exactly.
Well, so what do you want to do?
I think when we reach out to them, we need to make sure that they know that they're walking into a trap. And trust in them and trust in Emma.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think,
I'm not gonna.
I would think that they would probably consider it would possibly be a trap. But yeah, I mean, if we tell them just to be careful,
That's all I'm saying.
I think everybody should come to this. Come to this with honesty.
Yes. I want this conversation.
Fuck off, Brodor.
I will do everything in my power to protect all of us and them as well. But
Scott, you know that might get you killed,
yeah,
and you don't care.
you've never believed in something worth dying for? Would you have laid your life on the line for Emma?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I don't know. I don't know if I mean,
You're
yeah,
the only
yeah.
one I think understands that there is a possibility for a better world. They're so caught up in their own negativity and hating of the world. They don't think that anyone can make a difference in the world. Emma is going to change the world.
Well, what would the prison shrink call that? Institutionalized. They have an inherent distrust of anything of authority or any kind of rule of law.
Yeah.
They'll see when it all changes, when it all gets better. They'll see and they'll thank you.
And you.
Well,
They're never going to thank you.
no, but that's okay.
They don't respect you.
They don't have to. It's fine. It's okay.
We can get through to Marlene.
It's a burden that I'm willing to take. I mean,
we can get through to Marlene. We can show her that something better is possible.
okay. I think so too. Marlene's not so bad. She comes from here. She doesn't really understand.
Right.
You know, she's a local. So all she knows is this.
I believe Gil and Poe can be turned around, but they're not going to make it easy. I am betting they have been against Emma from the beginning. Haven't
Well,
they?
there has been no doubt about that. I think it's just one of those things. Like you said, once they got to know her, though, I think things have changed. I think they're still scared of her, but it's one of those things that
They're talking to her. They see her as a useful tool now.
right.
They're not trying to kill her.
Right.
I'm betting they had plans to.
They're the proverbial hammer and everything's a nail, right? That's just the way it is, and it's okay. I mean, that's just their nature.
I know they wanted to take Emma out of you at one point, and now they're. So I think this is the same thing.
Yeah, it's just a.
If we can introduce them, get them talking without them trying to kill, then we can get somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Scott.
Yeah.
Can you do me a favor though?
What's that?
Please don't let Gil hurt me.
Oh, shit.
He's not manipulative, is he?
What do you mean? Like when he punched you in the truck?
Yeah, I mean,
I stopped him the first time.
the doctor said that if it was just a little bit harder, I could have died.
Stopped him the first time, but Gil is really strong now.
I know.
I do what I can to protect you, but if it comes to a fight, Gil can take me. I wouldn't fight Gil. I would be up on a hill. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to shoot or stab or hurt anybody.
I'm confident it
know.
won't come to that, but I never thought he would almost kill me.
We gotta stick together.
Once everything's ironed out, I think once Poe cools down and Gil sees what's going on, what's really going on, and then once the Lizzies come, and they talk, and Gil's gonna, blah, 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 and
Just like that.
He'll yell at him.
he'll yell at the screen, he'll stomp his foot.
How many drinks have you guys had at this point?
I haven't even started.
He's had one sip.
I've tasted and that's it.
He's like drunk.
Because I'm wondering how this would look from the outside if you guys had had a few. Because you're talking perfectly, but really you're.
You tried to kill me. You punched cancer into me.
Hey, don't let him hurt me, okay?
We need to get Marlene on our side.
Well, I think she is on our side. Marlene loves me. And I love Marlene. Not that way. I'm saving myself.
Yeah.
You're
They're
even
talking
wearing
to
a
her right now.
Mad Hatter shirt.
They're talking to her right now. You know they're getting in her head.
Who? Marlene?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, are you on board for this shit? And she's like, fuck yes.
Scotty Double V's the devil.
Well,
Oh no. Out of character? They're both manipulating the hell out of each other right now, but they're both on the same side.
They're kind of like,
To be fair, I never said hurt Junior. I said don't trust Junior.
Yeah.
I implicitly was. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Bottom line, you're trying to get a better world.
mm-hmm.
You're trying to get a world where Emma can walk around in a physical body.
Oh, that would be great. I think that
We just need to make sure when we reach out that we give them the warning.
Oh, sure.
As long as they have a warning, they'll think of something.
Mm-hmm.
Emma's masterful.
I think so.
She's going to change the world.
I think in even a small way, she's already done it a little bit. You know.
The zoo,
Mm-hmm.
they're trying to change the world. The Southern Army's trying to change the world. Emma's trying to change the world. And I think they all want the same world. But I don't know that everyone in the zoo is on board.
Oh, yeah. Well, like Blackbird, right?
Mhm.
There's rogue elements inside.
Exactly.
Maybe, yeah. Well, maybe we could help them with that.
And I think they themselves are getting used towards their goal. I don't know who Poe was working for that sent those medicines across.
Oh, you mean the dead guy?
Yeah. Someone, people from the station, put a bounty out on you guys. Well, on anyone from the station.
Yeah, that was rude.
Somebody made Poe think they had his family,
Yeah, that was
so he would try to kill us.
right.
Someone got him they wanted him to have that medicine. There's people on Earth that I think are working against the goal of the better world.
Oh, I'm sure.
We need to get these guys
We need
to
to-
realize that and work against them.
Oh, yeah.
Because the people against the better world, they're the ones trying to kill us.
It's sounding a lot like Scientology.
I said earlier he's a fucking zealot.
Oh, he's a complete zealot.
Yeah, he's conscripted now.
I tell you what, if you look at Tom Cruise and he's that age, looking that good, doing his own stunts, I think somebody needs to get rid of my fucking thetans too.
Will Smith too.
Yeah.
Who has actually been hurting people and killing people that we've seen? The people that destroyed Dixon
Right.
that are out for all of us.
Yeah.
To be fair, the biggest body count is from Junior. Junior's killed the most people. We rolled up to like those dudes that were fucking people up. Junior killed what, like 2-3 of them or something like that.
Or with the electrified.
There was that. Shot a few of them.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You've killed the most people out of all of
I
us.
think I've
It was
killed
an accident.
3.
Yeah, he's killed more than 3.
Yeah, I know we were taking count on who killed the most in the big fight. I got 2.
Yeah. I thought you killed like 4 or 5. Like, probably more than that total. I thought you had.
I don't remember.
I don't know. Somebody tell us how many he's
Let
killed.
us know.
Right.
What's the tally?
So these people are working against the better world, and they're the ones trying to kill us.
Well, and they were.
We just need to make them see that
They were. Yeah.
Some soul.
we need to figure out who these.
I've killed myself.
We need to figure out why the people that destroyed Dixon did
What they're after,
what they're after.
or what they're trying to cover up.
That's where we need to go. We need
So-
to deal with those people.
So a whole thing of robots, huh?
Yeah.
It's like a Herbie Hancock
Loaded.
video.
Like, you've seen my gun.
Yeah.
They all had something like that or better.
Hmm.
They all had I don't know what was in each individual box that each one had, but each one had a box that was armor and weapons for it.
Oh my god, I'm sitting here thinking, how am I going to hurt Junior when I see him next?
Well, man, I don't know. The things you do for love, right?
Yep. Makes me want to be better. I want the world to be better for her. And Emma's going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And we just need to make everyone else see it
Yep.
so they don't try to kill our friends.
Right.
And so our friends, any of our friends, don't turn on us.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know the first thing they're going to want to do when they set this trap, they got to take us out of the picture.
Hmm. Well, hopefully, cooler heads will prevail, and we'll just be able to exchange information, and just based upon that.
I trust them to come up with something. Or Emma to come up with something.
Right.
Emma's never done anything that I've seen to hurt anyone.
No.
And Emma's just wanted to talk.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, she just wants.
Right.
She just wants to be whole again. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the main thing. You know? And it's so hard because when you have someone that you care about that way, and they're not complete.
I know. The girls aren't quite all right.
I know exactly what you mean.
They all have the same memories of someone I know is dead.
And they know me.
Yeah. They knew you when you were 7.
That's so weird.
All 3 of them remember being your friend on the station. And they know you're important.
It was of a little girl that died when she was 7.
Same age as you. You were 7.
See, I'm really keen on talking to them about that. I want to find out more about that.
And this is out of. Does Junior remember his childhood?
No.
Like, when does he remember? Like, when does he start remembering?
Well, he remembers.
Conveniently age 8 on.
Total coincidence. I mean, it happened.
He doesn't have gaps in his memory. It's just that, some people remember very young ages and some people just don't.
Yeah.
And he's one of those people that just doesn't.
Yeah, but like, what's his earliest memory?
Does it make anyone else nervous that Dan's over there writing notes, folding them, and just setting them to the side, just waiting?
Yeah. He's been doing it for the entire game.
He has.
Yeah, well, I see. Okay, coming into this game, quick aside as the game master, coming into this game, I knew there was like half a dozen different directions that you guys could theoretically go based on what Winslow gave you, and then there's always, you guys could come up with something truly bizarre that I never saw coming. So this was not a game I could really prep for. So I'm having to kind of react on the fly. So I'm making notes to myself, but I'm also sort of putting things on paper so as they occur, it's demonstrable that this was not me doing reactive GMing. Because I'm trying to think how some of these other parties are going to respond to what you guys are doing. Charlie, just relax. Come on.
What do you think this world looks like? When Emma's done.
When she's done, what will it look like?
Yeah.
Well, Xena will be back. So.
I think that
Ash.
it will be one.
She won't make the mistakes that people made before.
Well, see, that's the problem. It was all left to people before.
Yeah.
Oh
She won't make those same mistakes.
Oh my god.
Just remember,
It couldn't have possibly been her the first time in an ancient fucking military base that she conveniently links up to.
As soon as Emma asks me if I'd like to play a game, I'm shooting Junior.
Well, you just ask her to play tic-tac-toe.
You know, we
Against
stayed
yourself.
all quiet during your serious conversations and behaved ourselves.
yeah, but yours is long and boring. You want to kill us, so fuck you.
Says the guy is talking about how to take us out.
Peacefully.
Just take you out.
Yeah,
True. Nobody was worried about Junior.
No.
He'll try to do something, but we don't. He can't do it.
Poe actually has a soft spot for Junior, but he wouldn't let him know that. He's had some heart-to-hearts with you. Like, not like heart-to-hearts, but he's had like moments with you that are totally
Yeah.
different.
But to answer your question, I think that anything's better than this shithole.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean,
Station was better than this shithole. Prison was better than this shithole.
yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, and I look over at Caro and give him a thumbs up. I go, this place ain't so bad. But, yeah, as a whole, everything outside of, like, the city and stuff that I've seen.
Has Carol been listening to this entire conversation?
No, Carol's the bartender. He's nowhere near them.
Okay.
Yeah, and I specifically had the guards sit at the next table.
Yeah, they might be got some business.
I was kind of hoping the bartender was, because he's a bartender.
Well, he goes, "Why
And then
are
he's
they
trying to
around?"
give advice.
Yeah, I mean, does the electric chick love you?
Like he has some philosophical thing. You know, the world's a terrible place, but you just got to make the best of it. And
So, places like Chicago, that wouldn't be allowed to exist anymore.
Well, no. That's the kind, a place like that, you just erase and then start new, right?
oh my god.
That's
That's what they tried a few decades ago.
Jesus.
it sounds like a solution to me. Very final one.
To answer Poe's question, I'll give you the honest answer to it that I wasn't willing to give him.
I appreciate
If I were to put a bullet in his head, I wouldn't do it. I'm not killing anybody anymore that
You're becoming
I
a
talked to.
pacifist?
I'll kill people I haven't talked to yet. I'll kill people that are trying to kill me.
Oh.
But I'm not going to kill someone on an order anymore because that's not who I am anymore.
Outside of game, I'm really happy to hear that.
Not a character.
That situation, I wasn't
We
going
need
to
to
tell
talk
him
to
that, though.
Well,
You know, maybe Scott was right.
people like Gil and Poe.
Honestly, I was trying to just keep my anger in check to not punch him as he was talking about the girls. Because I punch him, Gil takes me out. Mr. Superman there.
No, I'll just point and laugh. I'll be Jason. Why don't you fix your own broken nose, Poe?
You know, I that super science they gave me wasn't the only super science I can do.
Important thing, Junior, I got your back. I believe in what Emma's doing. I believe the girls are on board with what Emma's doing. She's going to create a better world.
So for the audience at home, Bruner's waving around a no card that on one side says, "What is Emma trying to do?"
Because just like
on
the
the-
Lizzies, no one fucking knows.
And on the other side it says, "Make a better world." Duh.
Chat with that.
Well, Scott,
They keep asking what the better world is. It's obvious.
It's a lack of things.
It's a world
It's
with technology back. It's a world where things like Chicago aren't allowed to exist.
Oh my
It's
God.
a world with a government.
You mean like the world that blew up?
It's a world where someone couldn't make the world blow up again. Because Emma wouldn't let him.
I have that movie, by the way.
well, I'm glad you're on my side, Scott.
I got your back.
I appreciate that. And I've got yours, too.
Here's to Emma.
To Emma.
Clink.
And to chameleon.
Take a drink.
Okay, so back to the first group. Are you guys now going back to the truck, or are you headed to
No,
talk?
no.
We're
We're
going
going
to talk to Pops, right?
Pops.
Okay.
Arturo.
So you guys walk down the back to where Pops, Arturo, and the third guy, who I haven't named, are.
Can I ask what his name is?
You can ask, and I won't tell you.
Sniper invoked.
So what's this red dot that's on me? Huh?
So all you know is there's cats like jumping all over your body trying to get that red dot. So you guys walk
Yeah, on the
down
pussy.
to there's a Pops and Arturo and
Call him Joe. He's
No,
Trader Joe.
I said I wouldn't give you a name, so I was doing variants of one. So Juan.
Watton.
So Juan, they are sitting around a campfire and pulling off of a jug.
I told you guys we'd find him. I mean, we were walking around for an hour. We talked to 38 different boats. But I told you we'd find him.
So as
I walk up to the campfire. You are boat 39. And you know what? All of you salty sons of bitches make the same goddamn river jokes all the time. Something about expensive water and raining, and I don't even know what. Hi, by the way, we're here. We'd like to talk.
well, let me start by
Oh,
saying
fuck me.
that as a riverman, that's actually fairly offensive. We're not salty. That would be a sea sailor. We've got mud in our veins, but there's no salt on our skins.
Whoever has the jug, I'm just offer a lady a drink.
As soon as I see one.
Oh, now I like these guys. I sit down.
All right, may I have a drink, please?
They pass you the jug.
Whatever fire water they're drinking.
That's pretty much what it is. It's
smooth.
whatever it is. It's not high quality.
I get the job done. Jesus Christ. Oh, I think I lost a tooth.
Put more hair on your chest.
Oh, I feel so happy. He finally found his people.
Dad? How'd you hit Mom way up there?
Aim, son.
You ever heard of shooting the moon? Let's shoot the space station. Short trip. Still impressive.
$1 $5.
I knew I was worth more than $1. So, do you remember us from the other day?
Of course I do.
Do you?
You was them people about to make real stupid decisions. And looking at who's telling you, I'm guessing you did.
Sounds like us. Yeah, we made some stupid decisions.
I always do.
Mm-hmm. So, people with animal names.
Go on.
What's that about?
Yeah, what's going on with that?
They're always up to something. And no doubt, whatever it is, you end up paying the price.
Have you run into these guys before?
Well, it depends on which one in particular you mean.
Any asshole with an animal for a name.
Oh, yeah. Yes, indeed, I have.
We've ran into a chameleon, a skink,
Gecko.
and a gecko.
Those are all new on me.
We were also told, as you know, to look out for the Rat Man.
Did you know the Rat Man's dead?
I did not. That's good news. I'll drink to that. How sure are you?
Of what's in the bottle, or how sure that the Rat Man is dead?
The Rat Man being dead. You kill him?
No.
I'm not sure he's dead. I think that's just probably somebody thinking he's dead.
I don't know. The person who told us didn't really... It wouldn't gain them anything to tell us that the Rat Man's dead because we had no clue who the Rat Man was. It was very conversational.
Well, great. Now we've had this conversation. Why don't you guys climb on this boat and we'll get on our way?
Well, there is a couple of issues with that.
I'm sorry, sir. You want us to get on the boat?
I do.
But we didn't.
I told you there's going to be some weirdness, right?
Are you? Huh.
I'm Pops. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, I'm Marlene. So, Pops, why do you want us on the boat?
Because I think there's something much better you could be doing right now, and it ain't here. And I think that the longer you guys stick here, the more shit you're going to get caked all over yourselves.
You are not wrong with that.
I like this guy.
There's a couple of problems. One, we have an appointment in the morning. Otherwise, we are literally going to die.
I might still die.
Yeah. Two,
Okay.
Why is it red?
Inside of your right eye is pre-red.
Yeah, it feels funny.
it's
Okay.
because he rubs his eye on toilet seats.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing.
Yeah. So,
Blue eye to the brown.
so this.
Iris to iris.
So the second thing is, if we get on this boat,
Explains the corn in his tear duct.
I just thought it was a duck stone.
the second thing is if we get on this boat, those two gentlemen over there are going to have a problem with it, which is going to make a problem for everybody. Third thing,
If we tell
you can
the
see
man in
three
charge,
still, right?
yeah, if we tell the man in charge that we're leaving, then I think that those guys will peel off.
Right. Well, bear with me here. Third thing, how would you like to meet some people with animal names?
I've already done it. That's a terrible fucking idea.
How would you like to meet them on more your terms?
It's what I call fucking a skunk.
Oh,
When it's over, everything's gonna stink.
I look at Arturo.
And see, right now, you might think this is a good idea. You'll be like, wow, I can put my penis in a skunk. And that has some sense to it.
I feel like he wouldn't say penis. That's too clean.
Panis.
Penis.
Your pernis. But once it's over...
Parasol gets stuck in the skunk.
But once it's over...
Does Arturo look sober?
No, he's just cracking up. He's dying. Like, he's on the side just dying. Like, you think this is probably why Arturo hangs out with them.
I let him get it out of his system.
This has some sense to it.
I let Marlene get drunk. I let Poe question the, sanity of life.
I'm just enjoying the show here.
Here's the thing: we have an idea, and we were wondering if you would be
All right, why don't you girls just stop with the foreplay? Look.
amenable to the idea that I was about to explain. But go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
It was just taking you so fucking long to get to the...
I really wanted to hear about fucking skunks.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I showed up.
What's
apparently.
much more interesting than this meandering path you're taking to tell him that we need his boat so we can talk
No.
to the Lizzies
No.
and ask them some questions?
That's just it.
Is a Lizzie.
Don't need his boat. We need his men. We can get any goddamn boat we want.
Are you a Lizzie?
No.
No. One of the guys we roll with is questionable, but no, I am not, as you say, a
I lean into
Lizzie.
Pops. Trust me, she's not.
Look,
So who or what is a Lizzie?
they're the three lizard women that he referred to before.
Fucking lizard women.
God.
They're women with animal names.
This was a terrible idea. Why would you do this?
I look at Poe, I'm like, perhaps I miscalculated.
Because they
Where the
have...
fuck did you meet this guy?
Look,
Earlier he was not three sheets to the wind. He was weird, but you could communicate with him.
we need to meet them on neutral water.
Listen, did I read this wrong? Do you guys hate the people with animal names? We call them the zoo. They're
Oh.
trying to fuck everybody up.
Hell yes, I do.
And you want to do something about it? And you want us to do stuff about it? Did I read that wrong?
No, you did not.
All right. So we have the ability to get 3 of their members on your boat for a private meeting. I assume you have men who are armed?
Having a shootout.
No, not a shootout. Like, storm the decks, point guns at them, and tell them to throw down their iron. Then we ask them questions. But We have advantage. We have him prisoner. We do whatever the hell we want. And the plan is kind of fluid and in motion, by the way. Much like fucking a skunk.
We gotta let him go.
I tell you what, I'll make you the following offer.
Okay.
We will help you to the best of our ability. Not if, but when this goes wrong,
Right.
then you immediately, not without another week's wait, you try it my way.
Whoa. What does try it your way mean? I'm not going to become some sort of... I'm not becoming a fucking boat hand.
Nope.
I mean, who would make that character?
No. What I've got in mind has nothing to do with you being a boat hand.
I'm not doing that either.
Okay. Again, dancing around in fucking skunks. Let's just pretend we went down that road. It's 2 hours later. We all hate each other.
Great. Skunks are fucked.
Skunks are fucked. What do you want us to do? Because if your plan is better than ours, and I will admit, our plan is a pretty goddamn low bar.
Yeah.
Our plan sucks, but we're just doing what we can.
Especially considering the other complications that we've had.
Right, yeah, we haven't even told you the other complications.
You're not going to tell the complications.
I told you to go with me immediately and there wouldn't be these complications.
Yeah, except we were going to die. That was a
Yeah, so
anyway, what do you want us to do?
Yeah, and no disrespect, but you're the guy drinking whatever fucking gasoline that is and talking about fucking skunks, and you wanted us to get
I'm
on your
talking
boat.
about not fucking skunks.
Skunk and funk, yeah.
Skunk and funk.
Not skunking.
Because when it's over, you get skunk and funk.
That's true. Then you got to see the doctor. He's got to give you a shot 3 times a week.
Oh my god.
I'm not doing that. No way.
I'm sorry, sir. You had a plan.
I got some friends. One of which, almost kind of like a son to me. And from what I understand, they got themselves in some trouble that's pretty damn similar to yours. And right now,
Did they get themselves in a heap of trouble? Are they the Duke boys?
He doesn't know that.
You very well might.
he might.
I used to do so much Joe and that Daisy. Sometimes Grandpa. There's something about a man in overalls that just gets the blood pumping, if you know what I mean.
Man,
I got a half chub just thinking about it.
Uncle Jesse.
I'm sorry. Continue.
They got themselves in a mess of trouble. A lot of trouble very similar to what yours is. And quite frankly, with the same people you're getting yourselves in trouble with. And I'd like for you to help them out. And in the process, you'd be helping yourselves out. Because you'd be dealing with the same things that are going to be your problems, if they ain't already, in real short order.
In the game before this one, what were the zoo members that group dealt with?
The Rat Man,
Leopard,
Songbird, and Songbird.
And Pops.
Pops worked for them in the beginning.
Yeah, we still owe people an episode explaining how Pops survived.
Oh, well, we are going to do a Pops interview at some point.
So we're going to do a Pops episode. That is still coming.
Yeah.
So, all right. Continue.
All right. Listen, I don't want to sound like I'm disagreeing with you, but okay, see it from our perspective for a moment. This is a little thin.
Yep.
We don't know you. You don't know us.
Yep.
Hey, guys, get on our boats. We certainly won't molest you and throw you overboard. I mean,
No, I was just suggesting you get on the boat so I can get you out of here. I wouldn't want you leaving that van behind.
can we get the van on the boat?
No. Just get you a little bit downstream. Have your friends bring the van, meet you down there.
I mean, this sounds like a setup.
To what?
Getting robbed?
Rob you of what?
The van?
I can't put it on the boat. We've already been over this.
Like I said, I mean, I'm not saying it, but I'm just like...
It's not like there's a van dealership 15 miles
Listen,
down.
I'm an ex-con. I'm a little paranoid. I used to be a cop. I have to ask questions.
The van?
Living in a van down by the river.
Oh God, we live in a van down by the river.
Can't.
I don't know what any of it accomplishes.
I don't. Yeah.
Because technically, I think we could just leave when we wanted to. No reason to.
Yeah. I mean, so Pops, what's to keep us from just getting in our van and pressing on the gas?
Oh, nothing, I reckon.
Then why do we need to get on your boat?
Because it's here right now, call to action, somebody else making the decisions, so you actually get out of here instead of go back and do some more stupid shit.
No, I got an appointment in the morning. I have to do some stupid shit in the morning, otherwise I literally will die. Literally. Like, die.
Well, that sounds like you got yourself in a heap of shit.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And my friend here, too.
More like I got him into a heap of shit.
Well, I mean, let's not point fingers. It's the past. Listen, are you guys, like, just mad that your friends down to the south are in trouble and want to help them? Or are you, like, trying to stop these animal people?
He puts the whiskey down.
Marlene, pick it up.
Let's
Got a taste for it now.
let's start with the word mad. You got any children?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, so if one of your children's in a lot of trouble, and you got to go save them because they're in trouble, that ain't anger, is it? It's something else. Now, you might get angry at the people that are hurting them, but what's driving you, it ain't anger. You're afraid. You're deathly afraid. Breaks your heart into pieces to know what they might be going through.
I was going to say it's fear. Yeah.
Is one of your kids down there?
He's like a son. And, so no, there ain't no anger to it. Now, I blame these animal people for a lot of why it's true. Because, well, they didn't do all of it. But you see, there's a lot of folk out there that are naive. I was naive once. Thought that I could kind of work the situation, play the angles, dip my toe in the quicksand and not sink. That's not how it works. That's why I knew it'd be dangerous if you guys stuck around this town for more than a minute. Because it's going to pull you under.
Sounds like you've been involved with this more than maybe you're willing to say.
Well, certainly with your present company.
Fair. Well, we tried to get them to stand back further. They wouldn't. Well, I'll tell you what. How about we cut the difference here? How about we keep our appointment in the morning? When are you guys planning on pushing up?
If you tell me you'll be ready to go within another day or two, we'll wait for you.
No, I'm thinking we could just meet you downriver.
All right, we can do that.
Have more realistic talk. We've got a couple of friends who might be interested in talking to you, and you might be interested in talking to them. In fact, I'd kind of like it if you did talk to them. Kind of slap some sense into them, maybe. But I don't think that would work. But anyway, I think we do have more to talk about. And we do have this thing with the Lizzies hanging in the air over us. That can be delayed. So, I tell you what. You got a map?
Don't need one. Got one all up here.
That's what I was afraid of. How about we meet 3 days from now?
All right, just downstream somewhere?
Yeah, what's a good spot?
Oh shit, downstream? Isn't that where all that shit's happening?
It's happening all over.
Yeah, I know, but I think it's a little better. I mean, it's not like going up's any better.
Hang on. Exact town.
Going upriver is really difficult.
I mean, that's what that boat's for.
And Marlene's drinking all the fuel, so.
I've only had a couple of
Jugs.
swigs. A couple of swigs.
No, it's not the fuel. It's what they got with them right now is like this big old ass Lewis and Clark canoe. It's
Going upriver is actually really, really difficult.
Yeah. But I thought they had a riverboat. That's what those are for.
Not when you've got two beefy GCs that drag that shit upriver for you.
I mean, their boat isn't like a paddle boat or powered or anything. They have to fight against the stream to go up.
Then how the fuck are they going up?
Basically, you stand
Big
on
ass
the
horses.
outside and
Yeah. But they
horses.
that seems not that
we got a book for you.
Yeah. It's called Wicked River.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Lincoln's in it.
No. I know how that works. I'm saying, how could he possibly be as successful as maybe he is when he doesn't have a
Because
boat that is more
no
capable?
one else has that boat either.
Jeez.
All right.
Fuck that.
If you start,
I know. Who would make Riverbend characters?
if you start south,
Bunch of dumbasses, apparently.
if you start your way south, you'll eventually pass the town of Festus. You're going to drive through some more mining communities and some farming communities.
Wait, are we that far north? Festus is north.
No, Festus is south.
That's just
Missouri?
Yeah. Festus is down by like Crystal City and such. Hillsboro.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was north.
No, I'm actually holding a map of the Mississippi River right here. So there's Hillsboro.
Oh, okay.
There's
We just take
DeSoto.
55 to Crystal City.
Might be.
just hold your breath when you go through Hillsboro because of the lead smelter.
That thing's still burning.
Past all that, you're going to come to a place where there's going to be a spot where the river goes inland a bit, creates something kind of like a lake. You're going to be across the river from the abandoned town of Fultz, Illinois. Meet us in that area.
Would you like to meet the lizard women? We could have them meet us there. Apparently they would like to talk.
What if
They might have answers for you and for us.
what if we could somehow work something out to help you
Or maybe
your kid?
Oh, I don't think there's going to be what's going to help my kid. That's why I need you.
well, we could
Well, from what we're told, you just have to meet them, and they're super peachy and great, and they'll do anything for you.
you interested in meeting them?
I've met someone before. If you need me there, I'll be there, but I've got nothing to say to them.
Fair. Well, I tell you what. Why don't you meet us there in 3 days?
All right, 3 days it is.
And if you see
3 days from tomorrow morning or 3 days from tonight.
3 days from tomorrow.
All right.
And if you see any women with us besides her, and I know it's difficult to tell, but she is a woman, then
I punch Gil on the shoulder as hard as I can, which is not much.
then that means that those lizard women are with us. And
So much.
you should maybe be ready.
I'll keep that in mind.
Well, Pops. Do I know that Arturo's name?
I don't think he's introduced himself.
And he says, well, Pops.
You have a fire, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to take my last cigarette out and hold my hair back and use the fire to light it.
Burn your face at the same time.
Just eat a little bit. You just gotta know how to work the
Why don't you
flame.
just pick up a stick from the fire and light it?
Rotor, give me a speed check.
All right.
The fuck?
I'm a
There's heat coming off the fire, right? Like you getting
12.
close.
Okay. You're fine.
Yeah.
But as you kind of lean into the fire, Pop spits a mouthful of that whiskey into the fire and makes it like a fire.
Stumble back and fall on my ass.
I stand up. Gil is standing over you going, come on. And he grabs you by the scruff and stands you on your legs. He goes, Pops, keep eating that spinach. We'll see you in 3 days.
Now, fuck you and keep an eye on Speedy here.
Come on, Cap, let's go.
What?
He called you Speedy, and so he says, come on, Cap. No, Speedy is
Green Arrows.
Yeah, that's right.
Sidekick.
Yeah, sorry.
He wasn't making reference to that, just the fact that
No, he wasn't.
jumped back that quickly.
Yeah.
So, all right, Julius, or Junior, Julius is Junior's name. So, Junior and Scott, are you guys coming back to the van, or are you...
Yeah.
Okay. So, you guys all get back to the van. The back of the trailer, when you guys get back, the back of the trailer is open, and Fat Tony is standing with a crate at his feet. something dark cradled in his left arm and a stick that he's using to hit a cow on its ass, trying to get it to go up into the trailer.
Oh, God, no. He's making trades. He's getting livestock.
What are you doing, Tony?
Hey, where the fuck you guys been? I swear. You say, I'm going over here, and it's nightfall, maybe morning. I don't know. It's not morning yet, but it could be any moment now, because morning technically starts after midnight, or at midnight. Fuck, I don't know, it's
instant
confusing.
coffee have you been snorting up that fat gob of yours?
Literally none. You cannot get coffee in this part of the world. Did you know that? You can get coffee up there above this part of the world, but when you're on the ground, no fucking coffee.
You been snooping in my lab?
No, I have not.
Is that the no I have not of yes you have?
I'm just wired because I have had an excellent night. I have made so much money.
Are we going to kill the cow now and cut it up and eat it?
No, the cow is to feed the snake so the snake doesn't eat us.
That's
Tony,
that's
a good idea,
That's
Tony.
fair.
That's really thoughtful, Tony.
Yeah, thank you.
The cat, that's for me.
You gonna eat the cat, Tony?
No,
Jesus
I'm not a fucking animal. I wasn't in jail for eating a fucking cat. I was eaten in jail because they misunderstood some honest business transactions.
Marlene,
Tony, what's
tell
wrong
them
with
about
that?
the skunk. I'm going to bed.
Oh, you got a pet skunk. It'll get along great with Sally here. I've seen that in the cartoons. Skunks loves cats. They're like speaking in French. It's like, oh, hey, oui, baby, I like you.
Did you get any paint so we can paint a stripe on the back of it?
That's right. And then there will be mass confusion. It's kind of rapey, but it's hilarious.
Jesus Christ. Oh, my God.
It's
I
a
thought
little
you-
rapey.
I thought you were going Alf with it.
Okay, Tony, look, don't fuck skunks.
Say what?
No.
Where have you guys been? Is there a skunk fuckery in this town? And you guys spent the night there, and this is why it took so long?
Why would Tony
Tony, if
fuck
you want to
a
smell
skunk?
my dick, have at it. No,
Yeah,
I was
no.
not fucking any skunks.
You might think,
Oh, man.
I'm going to put my dick
We
in
haven't
this
smelled
skunk.
each other's dicks.
And you
since
might feel like there's some sense in
It
that.
smelled Junior's
No,
dick.
but nobody would feel like there's some sense in that.
There is no sense in fucking a skunk. Literally none.
I'm sorry. I've been drinking a little bit. The point is, don't fuck skunks.
Yeah.
That's what Gil wanted me to tell you.
Okay, well, here's what I need you to do.
Now, why Gil needed somebody to tell him not to fuck skunks, I don't know.
You
So-
bet, Gil, haven't you?
So you cannot put a cat on a leash, all right? This is not possible. Even with all of the technology that we had up on the station, you cannot put a cat on a leash.
Can you train the cat to use the comic books as his litter box?
I sure as shit can, and I'm going to figure out how. But this is an I can
That's
attitude.
cool. I need target practice.
So, we'll talk about where Sally is going to use the litter in a little bit. But for now, we need to push this thing's big fat ass up in there to feed the snake. And it seems to be afraid of that prospect. And I suppose that makes sense. If I was the cow, I'd be like,
Shoot the cow.
I can't push a dead cow any more than I can a living cow.
Let the snake come out and eat it.
Oh, my God, no. That's the
Well,
last thing we
Bring
want.
the snake out. Don't bring the snake
Well,
out.
don't bring the snake out now. Here,
Hey, Tony.
tie the cow up at the back of the van.
And let nature take its course.
No,
It
we-
wants to hunt, not...
Tony, I brought you a sangria. It's in a to-go cup.
Oh, put it down there with the box. I
brought you a sangria.
I bought all kinds of shit. But mostly, I have a cat.
That's a weird-looking cat, Tony.
You should put the cat in the truck before you try to feed the cow to the
Can we
snake.
tell if it's an actual cat?
No, it really is a cat.
Okay. I was really hoping it was something else.
You don't want the snake to accidentally eat your cat.
Yeah.
That's a good
Tony,
point.
there's two rules here. If your cat eats my bird, I'm going to shoot the cat. If the cat uses my comic books as a litter box, I'm going to shoot the cat.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't really care.
Well, let's talk about rule number one. My cat is not going to eat your bird because it has cat food that it prefers. Now, it's my understanding that cat food consists mostly of bird. But I think
But
you can
not
tell
my bird.
Not your bird specifically,
Right.
no.
Because I don't care about other asshole birds.
So, I think we're going to be okay there.
Is it a male cat or a female cat?
You're thick. So you're not sure.
Well, I have never
I'm
owned
just-
this particular cat before.
You know, I'm just saying is that, like the court told you, there are consequences for actions, regardless of business misunderstandings. That's the same thing here. I'm not telling you what to do with your cat. I'm just saying if your cat eats my fucking bird, I'm going to shoot it.
Okay, that has been understood.
Fair.
Message received. Scott,
Same thing with the comics.
I have a job for you. A legitimate business proposition.
If Scott whacks my bird, I'm shooting the cat.
Oh no, he wants to hire me if you shoot the cat to shoot you.
Oh, well, that's fair. I mean, that's a legitimate business transaction. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I mean, it's not. Now, see, I have not said that. Scott has decided that. He's intuited that. And a large amount of money may also appear upon his person. But I have never actually said the words, "Hey, Scotty B, I want you to shoot Gil." Nobody said that. You were here yourself.
Didn't hear it.
If we bring you back at a seance, you can be like, hey, nobody told me to shoot me.
Hey, oh, God,
Scotty's a professional. He
He
doesn't.
is. He is. He just knows. I mean, there's a menu.
All right, I'm going to bed. So whatever bullshit hammock or whatever that I have to sleep in, that's what I'm crawling into.
The seats,
Oh, gotcha.
the recline way back,
right.
yeah. It's meant, the van is meant to actually sort of be lived in. So you can recline the seats way
Except with a
back.
cow.
All right. Well, I'm
Well,
going.
let's try to put the cow in the trailer, not the
Oh,
van.
that's fine.
I got a
Yeah,
full.
with the
I got a
snake.
full belly. I've had plenty of booze. I've had an exciting evening. I'm going to bed.
Okay, so you guys go to bed by morning.
No.
No? Okay.
Go to bed. Just kind of waiting for all the silliness to calm down.
Okay, so a little bit of time passes. Eventually, the trailer is closed up, and there is no more
Like
cow.
shaking.
Yeah, and the guards outside are the crunching of bones, and the guards outside are quite distraught by all
It's
of
just
this.
a recording.
Gurgling sounds.
It's a recording to scare people away. It works
Gil.
best.
We may not agree on much. I don't know about you, but that's the scariest damn thing I've ever seen. Is that snake?
If that snake eats my bird, I'm going to shoot the cat.
Oh my god.
You want to hire me to shoot the snake if it eats your bird?
Oh, no.
Because I'm looking for a reason to shoot that fucking snake.
No, I like the snake. I saw the snake first. It was great. Everyone thought I was hallucinating. And then they saw the
You guys,
snake.
keep it
And
down.
nobody-
I'm trying to sleep.
Nobody
Jesus.
apologized. And I walk, as I'm talking, I walk over to her hammock, and nobody apologized. So they all said I was crazy. And so I walk back. And,
Oh,
What kind of assholes told you you were crazy about seeing the snake?
I know, right? I had a head injury, but I saw the snake.
We may have trouble sleeping for a night or two because I don't know if you know this, but cats are nocturnal. They like to be up at night, so we might be getting around the inside of the truck and trying to understand what's what for the first night or two, or perhaps a few months. But I figure it'll sort itself out eventually.
It's not litter box trained, is it?
No, that's why we have set aside a box of some
Comics?
printed material.
Are they comics?
No, they are litter.
What'd you name the cat, Tony?
Dead because it poops on my comics. I'm shooting the cat.
Sally.
Sally. Is it actually a female cat though?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
okay. Okay.
Because the male cat is spray everywhere. Yeah, kittens. If we find any other cats.
So we talked to the boat captains. Talked to 39 of them.
Man, that was
Talked to
quick.
39.
I could probably fix
You
the
only
cat.
need one bow.
Well, there was a lot. You've met the boat people. They're a little weird. And not all willing. We got one that's going to meet us down, blah, 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 in 3 days.
I assumed you found Pops since Marlene was going on about fucking a skunk.
Yeah. He's really the only one that would talk to us. All the others were like... Anyway,
3 days, huh?
3 days. And they want to meet us in town. They also have a job for us. 2 for 1.
Is it a paying job?
I don't know.
That's why you don't. That's why you don't agree to a job without your negotiator, Gil.
Yeah, that's not like you. Usually you would have gotten the...
Yeah.
He threw you off with the skunk fucking, didn't he?
No, I think he has a kid. And I
Oh.
think the kid's in trouble.
Actually, but
Well, we specialize in that.
Well, and I think the kid is in trouble with some of your friends.
or considering how much he hated him. Ratman's group?
Well, I don't know. I don't know all the factions. I don't know how it plays out. You're going to have to be the expert on that. But like you said, in the tent, we're going to have to. Not all of the
not, like,
factions
immediately
are on board with your New
I will.
World Order idea.
You know, when an opportunity arises,
There's a
you
whole
just point and
faction
I'll
down-
make my die roll.
There's a whole faction down here trying to kill us.
So,
At
Well-
least one faction trying to kill us. There may be more.
I mean, who knows?
Jacksonville doesn't seem too keen since they're the ones.
So if I bullet, it's
think
best
blue
to a
left
3.
the-
No, target
Pots.
is 2 out of 3 because of
Oh, okay. All right, and then bullet is an extra die keep.
Yeah, keep the best 2.
Right.
Extra die. It does not explode.
Yeah, right. Doesn't explode. So you're looking at 13.
Agility.
Agility. All right. So 24. That's exceptional, isn't it?
It's
No,
expert.
Expert.
13 plus 9 is 22.
So
22 even.
All right.
Yeah.
So
So I
we
was
got
trying to
3
cheat.
days.
Difficult.
Difficult. Difficult.
You guys got your appointment in the morning.
Yep.
We have to have Junior send a message.
Yep. So they've got to get there. I
Yeah.
assume that they just don't.
They got to agree to the meet and show up.
I can send a message now.
So we don't know where they're at right now.
It might be a
Yeah.
good idea to.
I have
say
been
it.
attempting to send the message, but I have to wait for the correct satellite coverage.
Oh, yeah.
Marlene's got a deck of cards in her left hand, and she's just cutting it in her left hand, and she's just mean mugging Gil.
Gil is
Cutting it.
Gil
flipping
is
cards.
absolutely ignoring her because Gil's talking business with the adults.
Oh.
All right.
Oh, you're cool, Gil.
How long?
Gil does not say that.
How long is this job for Pops? How long do you think it's going to take?
I don't know. I don't even know what it entails. We can't really talk about it because of any kind of emotions outside indicating the guards, which is why we're going to take off and meet them downstream.
Gets us further and further away from the people we know want to kill us up north.
If you just assume everyone wants to kill you, and he looks at Marlene, then,
These people put a bounty on us, though, and blew up the town to try to kill
how
you.
much is our... Do we have a bounty? Do we really have a bounty?
Yeah.
How much?
They didn't give us a prize.
What if you just turn in 1?
I mean, it really is a matter of what's the bounty. I mean, if we turn in you, that's a nickel, but...
She's not from the station. There's no bounty on her.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't get any ideas to try to turn the rest of us in.
No, she's not going to turn us in.
Why would you do that?
She wouldn't do that.
would.
He just dumped me out of my fucking hammock. It hurt. It was uncool. I'm trying to sleep, and he dumps me out of my fucking hammock.
Oh.
Or my chair, I should say.
I did.
Uncool.
I did. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mom.
You're not sorry. Don't. You know what? Don't make it worse by fucking bullshitting me.
He said the words, though. That's more than usual.
Yeah, but they were insincere.
Gil's a lot of things. He's an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever heard him lie. He says he's sorry.
I think yeah, still lying to the party. I'm not even trying to think about it. If you have, I'm not coming up
I
with
don't.
one.
I mean, there's definitely been some omissions.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
That's the interesting thing is this isn't really a group of liars as much as lying by omission. Leaving out everything that they should be telling each other.
That's true.
all right, Marlene. I tell you what. One-handed poker. The winner gets to punch the other in the face as hard as they can.
Oh, don't lose that.
No. How about this? How about we go to bed?
Whoa.
I'm not really interested, and you said you
Don't lose that.
hate me.
You know, if I learned one thing up on the station, it's the ones that hate you, those are the ones that are the most fun at night.
Hate bang. Yeah.
I'm going outside.
No.
Some anger bang. Bangry.
Okay, so what else have any actions of substance?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do.
All right, go ahead.
You go outside.
Mm-hmm.
Like, give me a cigarette.
Okay. Here.
Thanks. And I wait. I take it and I stand there and I look at you for like a solid minute, just holding it in my hand.
That's creepy as fuck.
All right. I go, you're welcome. Can I go now?
After a minute, Gil turns around and then walks out. And
I zip my sleeping bag all the way up to my face.
You sleep like I do in the real world.
I sidle up to Marlene. Cigarette?
Yeah, thanks.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Listen. I hurt people. I just do. I hurt people until I start hurting myself. And I'm not saying that like it's an excuse or that's okay.
Well,
I hurt people because it's easier to hurt them than it is to hurt me. Until eventually I run out of people and I start hurting me.
no, I almost feel bad.
What'd you do?
You know.
Whatever you did, it is not ever going to be as bad as what I do to myself. Or really what I do to other people.
Right.
We're bad people, Marlene. We're very broken, bad people.
I appreciate that. It's funny. You remind me of my dad.
I remind me of my dad, and that's scary.
My dad, most people put on, they put on a face when they're with other people, especially regarding, someone that they're involved with. Most men will treat their significant other, well in public, but shittily behind closed doors. My dad, like you, was the opposite. He treated the fakeness was this, this macho bullshit that he had to do and treat my mom like crap. And I never understood why she stayed with him. But, then there were those moments you'd see where they were alone and my dad was a good guy, but he was afraid that people, would think he was weak or whatever. So he had to treat people poorly so that everyone assumed that's who he really was. I don't think that you should be afraid of who you are.
He reaches into his coat and he hands you a very, very dense white ball.
What is that?
That
She starts rolling it on her hand. It's too big to roll between her fingers, but she kind of rolls it and testing its weight.
it's very dense and very heavy.
It's a kidney stone.
Might be one in there.
It's a bladder stone.
That is the final earthly remains of the only woman who somehow saw goodness in me. It's not.
God damn it, Gil. I feel terrible. Do you have any spare tires for your bike?
Oh. Nope.
Oh, well.
But like I said, it isn't as bad as what I do to others. Except her. We dreamed of coming here. There's a part on the station where it's like an observation type deck. There's a couple of them. And we would meet there. And we would look down and dream of coming here. Just being away from all of it. We made it. We're here. He takes her back and
Marlene starts wiping tears away from her eyes.
she was the only good thing in this entire universe. And her husband killed her.
Wow. No.
But she was a fool because she saw some good in me and she loved me. And I loved her. And I don't know why she loved me, because there's nothing worth loving.
That's the thing, is that the world, it's not black or white, it's not good or bad, it's shades of gray. There was something in that guy who killed her that she saw. There was good in him, there's good in you, there's good in Scott, there's good in all of us. It's a matter of which, I don't know, I guess it's a matter of, which side you feed. But everybody's got good in them, everybody's got bad in them. They just, I don't know. All right, well, fuck, I'm sorry, man. While you guys were talking, I crept back there and slashed the shit out of your tires.
Gil's laughing. Because you know what? Those are fucking Dunks tires. You guys hear these two laughing outside.
The snake is drawn to the sound of laughter.
Well, it's that you
Throw
don't
Marlene at him.
you don't have to be faster than the snake. You just have to be faster than Gil. I'm at a 9. Or I'm at an 8, bitch. Let's do this.
I'm at a 4.
All right. Oh, fuck. All right. I gotta do something. Go inside. Hey, Junior, can I talk to you?
I actually head out to where Gil's at after I heard the laughing.
He's sitting out there and he is on like a lawn chair, or I assume that the band would have folding chairs, or we've acquired ways to sit.
That's not a profound object of wealth. This isn't lost technology.
It's an average folding chair.
Okay.
Gil?
I'm watching the lights of the riverfront and gonna
Can we talk for a moment?
you can talk for more than a moment. Talk all you want.
You know what I was like up there. The monster.
Yes. I was the one who processed you in.
When I came down here, I was lost. This wasn't what I knew. The world. The guys all wanted to come here, actually, St. Louis, and everything I heard about it didn't appeal. When I met her, she told me I could be something better than the monster I was. Oh.
Weird. Continue.
Poe asked the question. I got the order, but I shoot him in the head. The answer's no, I'm not shooting. I don't care who gives me the order. I'm not shooting any of you guys in the head. I'm not that guy anymore. He asked me that at the station. I'd ask how much am I being paid? You know what it's like to have someone see something in you that you didn't think was there anymore? That you were human? I want to be a better person for her. She wants a better world. I want a better world for her, but the bottom line is I want to be a better person for her. But I'm not that far gone that if they gave me an order, I would do anything to hurt anyone in this group. But I also not that far gone that I wouldn't stop you if you tried to do something to her. And I know if you were in my shoes, someone you cared about, that saw the good in you, you would do the same thing.
Scotty, we're all in this together.
The only difference between... There's a lot. The biggest difference between you and me, Gil, I've heard you say the multiple times how you hurt people, things like that. You don't think you can become a better person. I think I can. I think you can. I think that's the difference in our worldview. I believe we can be better. You don't believe that anymore.
I'm sure you can be better. I have
You
no
can
doubt
be
about
better.
that. It's too late. Too late for me.
Never too late. Things I did, and I can be better. That world up there for us is gone. This is a new world, a new opportunity. You've got a new family here with this group.
Here's the thing, Scotty. I'm not trying to manipulate my family. And the people that I love and the people that surround me, I want them to be safe and I want them to be happy. And I think that I kind of have to protect them sometimes. But I don't manipulate them. And these zoo people, that's their MO. That's how they operate.
Yeah. They don't have power. They have contacts and they pull strings to make things happen. That is all they can do.
That doesn't make it right.
No.
And saying that some of their structure is bad, and sometimes they're misguided, and sometimes they do bad things, and sometimes they do the necessary things.
You know why I want you to really talk to them, Gil?
What?
Not just because I think they'll get through to you. I think you might get through to them. You don't think I've talked to them about not knowing why they do some of the things they do? I don't like to ask questions of when I'm getting paid, but that's who I was.
I don't actually want them to stop. Not because I believe in this hollow propaganda that you're spouting, but because I don't care what they do. I want them to stop one very specific thing. I want them to stop manipulating my friends. They can have this new world all they want. I'm not part of that. I never have been a part of that. But you are my family. They are manipulating you. They need to stop.
Whether you like it or not, you're smack dab in the middle of it.
Oh, I am.
Emma is bringing about a new world.
Whether anyone wants it or not.
At this point, yes. After Amboy, whatever she was keyed into there, I think it's beyond any of us now.
I think people might want to decide for themselves, decide their own fates, not have dragons and zoo people decide it for them.
My point is, you're smack in the middle of it. Emma is listening to us, at least to a degree. You can choose to say you're not involved in any of it all you want. You're about to talk to players. You're talking to the biggest player. And if you don't try to shape some of it yourself, that's your choice in the order you played in it.
You do know it sounds like you joined a cult, right?
Doesn't it sound like that when anyone's in love?
No. No, it doesn't.
Yeah. It's making me a better person. But, like I said, you have opportunities right now. The world is being changed, whether you do something about it or not. If you choose to stay quiet, don't talk to Emma about it, don't talk to them about it, don't try to get your point through. That's a choice in itself.
Have you ever known me to have a plan in my whole damn life?
You make more plans than you admit to.
No, I steal Marlene's plans.
Well, that's true too. You've always got an inkling of a plan. You have the framework of a plan at any given time.
I have. He points to the river. Forward momentum. That's all I got.
I think the zoo is a fractured organization with some good, some bad. And I think you are the person that calls bullshit on everything.
They can be whatever the hell they want to be. Like I said, I just want them to stop fucking with my friends.
Well, my only point is that I'm not going to shoot you in the back of the head. I'm not going to shoot anyone in the back of the head, even if I get an order on it. Just want to be clear on that.
It's never you I was worried about.
They don't have ill will towards you.
It was never them I was worried about.
So who are you worried about?
The person who's going to kill old Gil is old Gil.
Yeah, I don't doubt that one bit. I head back in and go to sleep.
I pulled the bullet out of my butt that I dropped.
Okay.
Is Junior asleep?
Yeah, I think they had one conversation they wanted to have.
Oh, you guys want to have a conversation? Okay.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
No, he isn't asleep yet.
Oh, he isn't asleep yet. Okay.
Yeah, he asked if I was asleep.
Okay. Continue.
Junior.
Trying to sleep, Marlene.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Go-
early morning. I gave Gil a cigarette for you.
I appreciate that. You know what? Go to sleep. I'll talk to you in the morning. It's not that
That's
important.
fine. I'm up now. What's up?
What have you done that you wish you can do different?
Wow. It's awful deep.
Like, what's
What's my biggest regret?
yeah.
This tattoo.
Yeah. That's right. Lord Horbers. Well, I guess my biggest regret, I guess, would probably be not going to Amboy and sooner. I should have stood up and said that's where we needed to go earlier. Maybe half of this stuff, that bad stuff that's happened. I mean, I take ownership of that.
Have you ever hurt anybody and you're sorry for it?
Have I ever hurt anybody? Did I hurt you?
No, I just...
Why are you asking me that?
Because... This is going to sound silly, but I've never I don't get close to people. I don't get close to people on purpose because I was close to. It's just easier that way. And I was just explaining to Gil that, people are shades of gray, and they're not good or they're bad. They just are. And some people tend to one way or the other. And you seem so good that I'm scared that if there's darkness in you, what that would be like. And so I just need to know that you have remorse, that you have regrets, that there are things that you've done that you wish you hadn't, that caused other people harm.
Well, I think, yeah, I guess so. I mean, there's...
Junior, I'm not trying to be a bitch, but that's not the kind of thing that you guess at. You just, you know it or you don't.
Well, I wish Boone hadn't gotten killed. I feel bad because of that.
Was it your fault?
Well, we were talking about it, and I said, hey, why don't we go and check out the cop shop? And, Boone got killed.
Yes. Okay.
I mean...
I'm sorry about that.
Marlene, if I felt bad about every decision that I made, then I would start second guessing things. And if I stopped to start second guessing things, then that's when bad things happen.
Well, you've only ever been kind and decent to me, and I appreciate that.
Well, that's because, Marlene, we're friends.
Yeah.
So that's what friends do, right?
Well, and friends get out of bed to get friends another cigarette, but then we're golden.
I just reach out. I reach my hand out of my mummy bag and I hold out a cigarette. Then I just rolled and
I kiss Junior on the cheek and I say, "It's a shame you're gay." And then I go outside and smoke my cigarette.
I just roll over.
Yeah.
I grumpily. He's not gay.
Much.
He's just robosexual.
Robosexual.
Is Junior or is Gil still outside?
Yeah, Gil's outside.
All right, I'm gonna lean against the truck. I'm not gonna make any eye contact at all. I'm gonna light my cigarette and I'm gonna be like, "He's a fucking sociopath."
If I still drag, toast you.
He's a sweet, sweet sociopath.
The funny thing is, she could have been talking about anybody in the truck.
No, I have remorse.
So,
And Gil's not in the truck.
that ball you showed me, that's her remains?
Yeah.
How?
So it Gil's like is uncomfortable. You've never seen him like this. Like he's really uncomfortable.
All right, well, I'll put my hand on your forearm. I'm sorry. If you don't want to talk about it, it's fine.
Ew.
That's how it starts, man.
Yeah.
You start talking about your dead love and show her the remains, and then next thing you know, you're just bumping uglies.
Has
in the-
nothing makes my hands drop quite like looking out a corpse.
Right. Then you're bumping uglies in a lawn chair. that you found.
Next thing you know, he's basted the inside of my colon.
We run out and paint a white stripe on Charlie's back.
Gil,
Now she's like, "Click this
Gil
guy."
is not based. He mauls it.
He's got one of those floppy barbecue brushes. Jesus!
Anyway.
Wonderful.
We needed a palate cleanser.
Right. He's visibly uncomfortable, and he's like, "No." So she had a sister. Her sister knew about us.
And this is when she was still married?
Yes. And her sister didn't like her husband. Nobody liked her husband. He killed her and their son. Killed them. Anyway, I was a guard by then. She was my sponsor, actually. She helped me get sober. She fell off the wagon. I helped her get sober. Anyway, there's this service, right? It's very expensive. It's very, very expensive. And with her sister, I cleaned out the entirety of my bank account, and and he takes it out again. Takes her out. In the center of this is an acorn. And they will take this to the earth on the next drop down and plant it. And because I knew people, I used to be a cop, I worked the base, and I intercepted it. And because I killed him. And that's why I was a prisoner. I was waiting for him. No one knew. Only her sister knew. No one knew. And no one knew why I killed him. And I was able to hide her, be with her. This is our dream, to come down here together. And he actually is like a couple of tears are rolling down his eyes. So, yeah. He kind of like looks away and looks off at the river.
Take a big drag of my cigarette, and I smile. So where'd you hide it?
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Is that like prison talk?
Yeah, he keistered his dead love.
Threw a
That's the size of a softball. Problem.
Not the first time she's been up there.
Rolled out 11 more than once.
No, I did not keister her.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Emotions make me uncomfortable. I was just trying to.
It's fine. He's like laughing and kind of. No, I was a guard for 4 years. I know how to hide contraband. I know where they all hide it, and I know what to do when they come looking for contraband.
Right.
I kicked the shit out of the guards if they got near it, and eventually it was just too much trouble. They knew I wasn't drinking. They knew I didn't have any drugs, and it was actually easier for them just to ignore me than get the shit kicked out of them every time they walked in a cell.
Well, thank you. I know you're not going to stop being so hard on yourself, but I'm going to try to stop being so hard on you. You don't deserve it. But I still love Junior. I don't care if he's a fucking sociopath. I love that guy.
That's his play.
All right. I'm going to flick my cigarette. I'm going to bed. Good night.
Right. Hey, Marlene.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really scared about tomorrow.
Why?
This medical shit is very frightening and extremely painful, and there is nothing I can do about it except just sit there and let it happen. So I need you to take something from me and not give it back to me until everything's over.
Sure. I need what?
He hands you a flask.
I rattle it.
It's very full.
Come on, man. I'll take her instead.
No. Nope. I don't. No, I don't trust myself. No, take it.
Well, I don't trust myself to not drink
Just
this.
drink it. Fuck it, I don't care. I can refill with something else.
Oh, okay. So it's the flask that's important. I thought like this was a whole alcoholics, I'm testing myself, I'm stronger than it, I'm not going to drink the booze thing.
Yes, that is exactly what that is.
Okay, well, I'm not stronger than this. And so...
But you're not, well, you're, if, I'm not here to call you an alcoholic. That's up to you. I need that away from me, and I need it back.
Sure, you got it.
Okay.
Of course.
Okay.
But I'm not going to put it in my vent.
It's good, because I want it back. I don't want it smelling like something. God, all the guys you've had. I mean, shit.
Following morning, there is a Emma has a message for, well, she doesn't give it until people have woken up.
Okay.
Gil never went to sleep.
Okay. Well, until other people have woken up. It was not easy to find any of these women, but I have gotten a response. They will meet you along the eastern bank of the Mississippi River for a pickup for this meeting, a little bit downstream from St. Louis. However, only one person will come.
Only one of the three?
They only indicated that one person would come.
Yeah, that's pretty smart.
That's not surprising. They're not usually together.
Is one okay? Or is that a deal breaker?
It's what it is.
Okay.
One's better than zero.
Good.
Thanks.
I wonder which one.
Does it matter? Aren't they all clones with the same shared memory on the same mission, working for the same person?
Yeah, just don't fuck it.
Well, for you guys, it doesn't matter.
Surprised they didn't call themselves lemmings. A creaky door. That literally sounded like a horror movie door creak.
No, don't go in there. The stink monster's there. He's gonna keister you.
Fat Tony makes his way up to the driver's seat. He's got Sally in one hand, and he's got a pile of his cat food in the other.
I get in the shotgun. I'm like, okay, Fat Tony. Where'd you get the cat food?
Well, I mean, it's not that hard to get dried bird meat or whatever this is.
Yeah,
I mean,
Dried bird meat.
you know.
So it's like the scraps from the butcher.
Sure, I guess that's where they got it from.
Okay. It isn't people, is it?
Oh, good God, I hope not.
Hope's very powerful.
I mean, look, there's a lot of weird shit going on this planet. I mean,
is there?
if it turns out that Sally eats people, then she probably also has a scorpion tail that can paralyze you and then eats you while you are paralyzed. Have you ever thought about what it would be like to be eaten by a cat scorpion while you're paralyzed? It is fucking horrifying.
Hey, Poe, check your lollipops.
Gil, in fairness, every meal I've eaten on this planet, I've had the thought of, I hope this isn't people.
No,
just
I
gotta
mean,
go with it.
see while she's eating right there. She's whipping that tail around. I think that means she's excited, maybe happy. Maybe there's a hidden stinger there.
I look down. Is it really a girl?
Yeah, it really is a girl cat.
Alright.
Black cat. You know what a tuxedo cat is? Black
Yeah.
with like the white paws and a little white stripe. It's a tuxedo cat.
I got one.
Oh, okay. Well, then you know exactly what this looks like.
Fat Tony's never had one.
No.
All dressed up, nowhere to go.
All right. So we're going to get you guys to the hospital.
Yes.
Now, there's a phrase I did not think would come out of my mouth ever again in my entire life.
You know, if you think about it, we didn't even have a hospital on the station.
No, but
We had
there
a
was
medical bay.
Well, I had a medical bay that was close to a hospital.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they could do things like, well, fix your teeth or...
Oh my God! Do you remember that movie, Hospital Nurses?
Are you talking about pornography?
It was art, Tony.
It was art. Oh my god.
I mean,
Was it candy stripping?
after you watch it for the 358th time, you really start understanding the plot. I mean, that doctor dropped that medical device, whatever the hell that was. I mean, he dropped it. He had to bend over and pick it up.
Oh my god.
There were a strange number of photocopiers in that hospital. I will admit that occurred to me even the first time I watched it. I mean, I don't know what you photocopy at a hospital. You would think
Well, I mean, we know what they photocopied in the movie.
you think they would send X-ray technicians.
Triple X-ray.
Yeah. You guys made it all the way through. I never made it more than 15 minutes into that thing.
Oh, you missed the best part.
Yeah. The credits had this great funk bass line.
And the outtakes.
Oh, the outtakes were hilarious. The guy that, when that sphincter came... Well, never mind.
Oh, yeah. How'd they get the thing back in?
I don't know. Good thing they were in a hospital.
Oh my god.
With the a couple of the soldiers hanging off the sides of the van as before, just like standing on the what do you call them, the
Running boards.
running boards, yeah, like standing on the running boards and such. And
Don't hit a pothole, Tony.
Totally hit a pothole.
I was thinking you should go aim for every pothole.
I don't think there's any potholes in the city.
once you get up off the bank, no, the roads are very, very smooth. So they take you back to the research facility, which used to be a hospital. They're sort of using it as a hospital again, and lets you. That's where he parks his. Well, I mean, it's pretty open parking. There's not a whole lot of vehicles there.
It's
So-
sad that the roads in St. Louis are better in a post-apocalyptic world than they are in the
I know. Well, nobody uses them except the one guy.
Yeah, and it's
Oh yeah, that's actually
Yeah.
a good point. I didn't really.
no,
think
there
of that.
are other people that have cars, but his is unusually nice. But yeah, there's not many. I'll put it to you that way.
Yeah, I would think it'd be like a pretty rare,
Yeah, it's a relatively rare thing.
especially if they're like gas powered, right?
They actually do have gas-powered cars, and yeah, some of them.
Well, that's what I mean. Wouldn't they be really rare? I mean, how much gas is still left?
They trade with. They don't process
With the
much
Republic
of.
of Texas.
No, they trade with Jacksonville for it.
Jacksonville's
Gets
still
it from the
pumping out
Republic
of
of Texas.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, they have oil rigs.
Yeah, Jacksonville controls the oil rigs in the Gulf, so they. But yeah. So, anyways,
As established by Molly wanting to work on them.
yeah, that's what Molly was trying to do. So, all right, you guys get into the hospital. Gil, they have a treatment prepared for you. Make sure they don't horribly botch anything. Make sure they don't.
And you're dead.
Hey. Oh, Gil's gonna kill Gil.
No story, no RP. You're just dead.
He's dead. Yeah.
All your
Some
orifices
doctor comes
just
out.
slag
Some
over.
guy, Gil goes walking in, and then 5 minutes later, some guy comes walking out. Hi, I'm your new teammate. My name's Dr. Joe.
Is there anyone out?
We already have a doctor.
One of the soldiers comes running up. Oh my God!
We've got a soldier.
Is there anyone out here named Jim? He's dead, Jim.
An accountant peeks around the corner.
We don't have one of those, nerd, and we shoot.
Fat Tiny's the closest thing we got.
Fat Cody's cat looks at you like, "Shoot me, bitch!"
No.
I'm waiting for
I'm not a
Levin.
monster.
I'm waiting for Levin to peek around that corner. Come on, Levin, we've been waiting for you.
Gil, they give you a series of injections. They run an IV, give you a series of injections, and they then send you back after a little bit of waiting for additional blood tests and for a CAT scan. Poe,
My current injuries, did they treat those? I have like a level 5.
if anyone has injuries, you guys have been under sufficient medical care, and I don't know that one.
Mine's a level 5 right arm injury. Is that?
I still have a 3 to my leg.
Go ahead and erase those. I think you guys have done
So we've done a long rest, and
Yeah, you've done a long rest. And you've been under...
I get my paladin spells back.
You've been under... Well, and also, the two of you are still
Gil is
healing.
totally a barbarian.
The two of you are still healing at an accelerated rate. You feel like the way it's healing.
You just don't understand my god.
No, you absolutely are a barbarian.
You have rage.
Frodo, what level is your injury?
You raged that guy's
4.
face.
Yeah.
I was under the influence.
Yeah, it was 4 to the torso. It was still from
Just
that
like
bullet wound.
Adrenaline's a
Yeah, it was from the bullet wound I had taken back at the carnival.
Yeah, okay, so it's been a while. All right.
My broken nose from the punch.
You can remove the injury. I mean, it's still going to take some time to heal. It's not healed, but
This is an RP injury.
yeah, it's an RP injury. It's not going to be a statistical injury at this point.
Still, my beak's still crooked.
It clicks when I move it.
Sniff, snuff.
Stop touching it, Junior. Stop touching it, Junior. Stop touching it.
Got your nose.
Oh. The back.
All right, so Gil, they do you guys want these your prognoses separately or together, or how are you guys?
We're holding hands.
Okay, you're holding hands in the same hospital. What are the other three of you doing?
I'm trying to convince Tony to get that god awful tattoo removed.
I don't trust him enough to take care of him well enough, so I did request to be. with
Okay,
him
so
both
And he is my doctor.
so two of you together, Junior.
I'm just with Tony in the van. There's no reason.
with the laser tattoo removal, the Roy Orbison tattoo where he's smoking a pickle.
I want to check on Molly.
Okay, you're gonna check on Molly.
I'm going to. I think I am going to be in the. Well, I'm just going to be in the van with Junior and them. I mean, if they're not going to wait
shit.
in the waiting room, then I'm just going to be in the van with Junior and Tony.
Okay,
See, that's how two people get on. Boredom.
so
There are 3 of them.
Yeah?
I have never been filled out like an application. However, if Marlene wants to put on a strap on and Junior wants to enter in my mouth,
Wow.
no, Tony is completely enamored with the cat.
Tony likes pussy.
He has even given up
it's
looking
the only
for.
one he's getting.
Right?
He's even given up looking for more chicken.
Wow.
Now.
Now that's a guy that sounds like he's joined a cult.
Very
He's
good.
giving up the chicken.
Yeah.
So, Scott,
All cat owners are cold.
you find Molly. She's in a hospital room or in a patient room, and there's a tray of food there. There's a water cup, and she is sitting up. She's got bandages on her chest, but this is. I mean, she looks substantially better than she has for all of this time.
Well, you're certainly looking much better.
She kind of looks at you sidelong. It's like, I don't remember you.
My name's Scott. We've barely spoke, and you were kind of out of it in the truck.
Oh, that's right. She was fucked up when you first joined us.
Yeah, she had already been shot in the.
That's
I
right.
was the one that told her
Chest,
that
wasn't it?
Boone had died, but she was drugged up at the time.
Yeah. So
What's happened while you've been down?
well, let's start with the simple stuff. So, who are you exactly?
I was another prisoner up there, came down in one of the other pods, met up with the group in the middle of a firefight.
What were you in for? Is that one of those questions I'm not supposed to ask?
I was a bad man.
Yeah, that seems to be a theme, but I'm curious what kind of bad.
Murder for hire.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. I said, bad man. Trying to be better.
Well, that's something. I guess this is a place for fresh starts, even if it's not the ones we want.
That's how I see it. I want to check up on you. So we haven't really met. And I don't know anything about you other than I saw you on the station before jumping into one of the pods.
What do you want to know?
You said you're from the moon?
Yep. Dome 3, about halfway up. That would probably mean a whole lot to you. Not the worst place to be from, but not the best. It's a,
Probably better than station in some ways.
oh, I don't know about that. Things were freer, but a lot more anarchic. We weren't given rations and such, but you had to fight a lot harder for the things you had. You had to kind of run a game. Unless you were right at the top. There were people that, well, it was really differentiated society. The people at the top were really at the top. Everybody else was just shades of somewhere at the bottom. Now, I wasn't the worst shade of at the bottom. I wasn't one of the lurkers hanging around the bottom levels, literally digging through trash.
Sounds like you may have done a few things yourself.
Done a few things like,
I don't know, what's the criminal side of the moon?
oh,
An airlock.
it's bad, but no, I believe it or not, straight and narrow.
How'd you find out about the station?
Its evacuation was, well, one, transmitted openly by Jacksonville, and then secondly, seeing all of the ships departing, the escape pods dropping off, lifeboats. I mean, that was highly visible stuff. It was no secret. You have a line of sight on a boat, how do you realize it's sinking?
Everyone's jumping off.
I mean, especially when you... this was where I was. This was like news. I mean, this wasn't even something that was whispered in the hallways. I mean, you turn on the evening news, and this was the story.
So what are you going to do now?
I don't know. I had a plan, and then I had a second plan. And now I'm just kind of waking up again, and I guess I'll have to come up with a third plan.
A lot of new players. I don't know if you remember, one of your group didn't make it out of that fight that you got hurt in.
I had a dream kind of like that, but when I woke up, I kept asking the people that had seen you come in when you brought me if they had seen someone that looked like Boone, and when they were all quite certain they hadn't, I kind of came to the conclusion that maybe that part wasn't a dream.
Gil got hurt pretty bad himself. Got injected with something weird, and that's why we're here. Poe injected himself with something weird too.
Why would he do that?
He was being blackmailed.
Blackmail?
Someone had his family.
Well, I guess that would make sense, but there's really only one group that could have his family.
Who?
Everybody from the station was supposed to be evacuated to Jacksonville.
That's where we think this family is.
So Jacksonville blackmailed him into injecting himself?
There's other players. There's a bounty on anyone from the station.
Well, you weren't supposed to be there.
We found out that what happened in Dixon was people from the station.
I thought you're like associates of yours trying to...
Maybe they came out of one of the other pods, maybe they came down first, but they're from the station and they were trying to take out the group.
You're, So did you ever get... No, you guys were both literally and figuratively in the dark when I found you. I told the others this, but I guess you weren't...
Getting nuts everywhere.
I guess you weren't around. So, did you know you weren't...
He actually had 2 minutes.
You guys were sort of set up to be murdered?
That's it.
You mean on the station?
Yeah, the order was given to evacuate the station prior to it being decommissioned.
And they left us behind in the cells.
Yeah, they did. So,
Chose that, so if whoever chose it, maybe they have the bounty out on us.
well, the specific request from Jacksonville prior to the station's supposed decommissioning was for everyone to be taken off. But by the time that I got there, all the pods were gone. The actual lifeboats. So I wonder if either they felt they didn't have room or simply didn't care to make space or didn't care to risk a landing. I mean, to be blunt, next to convicted murderers. And so they opted to leave you guys behind to be killed.
Or maybe there was somebody that knew something that they wanted to eliminate.
Maybe, if that's the case, why not just open the cell door and shoot them? A lot less messy, and when I got there, the prison doors were still working. If I hadn't opened them, you guys would have died there. Or whatever's happened to it now.
Why did they scuttle it and then launch a missile at it? The robots were taking it apart. That still hasn't made any sense to me.
The robots were taking it apart, but I thought you guys were interfering with the robots, stopping them, because there were several among your ranks that used to work on that aspect of the station and knew how to override them. The station would be hobbled, but...
No, we're really stupid.
We've found something since then. Using satellites to look at the station. The station is still there, first of all. And has power. And it looked like they were building something.
They who?
The robots, I assume.
Well, a mystery that I suppose is beyond our reach now. So, Scott, what's your angle? What's your plan?
It's a really good question. There's a lot of things that are going to happen in the next few days. Gil and Poe are getting treatment right now. And when I landed, I met a group. 3 women. Gecko, Chameleon, and Skink. I know the group met them, one of them. I don't know if they ever told you about her.
Well, it sounds like either code names or someone's mom really hated them.
Seems to be code names. Emma has been released.
What do you mean released? She's software.
We went back to Amboy. Junior and Marlene went into a deep underground bunker, and Emma was released into the computers there. She is immensely more powerful now.
So what's she planning to do?
Make the world a better place.
Duh.
The only thing we know is that she said that she wants to make the world a better place. We don't know exactly what that means.
It kind of seems like there's that. And anyone that's dissatisfied with where they're at has one of two goals.
Get away or make it better.
Exactly. I chose get away. I was very, very close to spending the rest of my life somewhere in the Gulf or Caribbean.
I'm choosing to make myself and hopefully the world a better place. And I'm hoping Emma is really trying to make the world a better place.
Yeah, I hope she is, because it's going to take me a lot of work to try and find a way back to that dream of spending my vacation days on a beach drinking a pina colada.
Now, there's a lot of distrust within the group right now.
Oh, I couldn't imagine why.
So nothing's changed.
And they were even asking questions about your motivations.
Oh, Scotty.
There's something I realized a long time ago. Everyone seems to presuppose that everyone else works the same way they do. You want to find somebody who is convinced that you can't smoke a joint without becoming a drug addict? Ask a drug addict. You want to find somebody who's convinced everyone else is lying? Find a liar. You want to find someone who's convinced that everyone else has an angle? Find somebody who has an angle.
I don't disagree with you. Gil's not a liar.
What's it say?
Narc.
Gil seems to actually be one of the few people I've met that seems to be honest.
Yeah, sure.
But he doesn't trust anyone. And he's an asshole.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't...
Maybe he doesn't trust anyone because he doesn't trust himself.
Just me for something.
I mean, we shared
Good guy.
living space for a while, and
You're a handsome man.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know, he always left me alone. But then again, heart's always made bothering me a rather expensive proposition.
I just want to see how you were doing. Talk to you myself. I've only heard about you, and I know Gil doesn't trust or believe your story, but the others seem to think you're
Being totally misrepresented.
up and up.
So what exactly did Gil and Poe inject themselves with?
Gil got injured and Poe injected him with some sort of experimental chemical. He had been doing experiments on the station, and this is an extension of that. He was given 3 syringes to inject 3 people that came from the station. His targets were Gil, myself, and Tony. But once he found out what it was doing to Gil, he injected himself instead. Thankfully, what I got actually healed me.
Yeah, thank God.
So
Wish you got the cancer, Scotty.
Gil was eating bullets and metal and got ridiculously strong and had
A huge dick.
like
Yeah. Steroids never once.
So this was psychotropic? What? I mean, I'm still not understanding what it is they injected themselves with.
there were nanites that rewrote him, and it was going to kill him. It may still kill him. They're treating him now.
Still in the clone theory?
I don't know what Poe's thing's going to do to him. I haven't seen any side effects yet.
Felt his testicle.
It was weird. I've never seen anything like this. It like grew the new skin that grew there.
Yeah.
It was like metal.
No, I've seen it. It was a prototype. It was scrapped years ago. Why would he be injecting this?
You've seen it?
Yeah, it's okay. So, you had a somewhat unique living situation because the station was, I mean, generally well shielded against radiation, and because of the fact that it operates on spin for its gravity, it was kept pretty close to a 1G spin most of the time. I mean, it was slowed down if they needed to do serious work just to make it easier to do, but they typically kept it near a 1G spin.
Yeah.
And so you all developed relatively normally based on the conditions you had. The lights reflect or were meant to produce the full spectrum of sunlight as it would appear as if you were below the Earth's atmosphere. I mean, this is all basic engineering design work.
We adapted pretty well when we landed.
Precisely. Okay.
Why did you adapt so well?
Well, that's what I was...
Because she's a spy narc.
That's what I was getting to. So not everybody has that option. Well, now, where I'm from, for example, on the moon, obviously it's a little bit harder to spin the moon faster. And you sure as hell can't easily increase its mass. And so how do you create gravity? Well, for years, that was done simply through gravity decks, where we had decks that just would spin on an axis, and you were required to spend so much time on them per day. But as the hardware declined, the machines broke down, society became more and more stratified, people had less power, people had more power, then it started to get to the point that not everyone was getting sufficient access to these decks. And so there was a research effort that was done between us and Jacksonville and some other side groups to try and come up with some way to simply artificially enhance the body, to increase growth factors and bone density and such through artificial means, so that even if you were not directly under the effects of gravity, you developed as if you were. It's out of my expertise, but I know what it was, because this is how I was able to stay in space, not even on the moon, but on my ship as long as I did, which oftentimes was completely weightless. But what you're describing, I heard horror stories about the early years of these tests where people got injected with things that would, they were trying to do it through metallic reinforcement, through rapid cellular stimulation. I mean, it sounds, once again, I'm not a doctor, much less some kind of whatever mad scientist would do this, but it sounds similar to what that was like in its early years.
That's the kind of thing they had Poe testing on the station, and what they had him inject down here.
Yeah, but I mean, that seems like an odd thing to do at all. I mean, this would be like testing tree panning on you to see what the effects would be. I mean, it's like, why bother?
That's a good question. What was the goal? Interesting. Would have been nice. Would have been very interesting if you had been up and conscious when we first saw this.
I was telling, I think it was Chad, there was a comment made about Molly that got ignored that would have probably radically changed this, because when you guys got to the hospital, one of the doctors said something like, well, given the condition of her blood, it's odd that I'm even seeing this. And nobody followed up on, like, that comment just completely flew under the radar.
We were dealing with some shit then, Dave.
Oh, I know. And I didn't do anything about it because it's not plot critical, so I didn't need the three clue rule or anything. But I found it interesting that one comment that just flew so far below the radar.
I'm glad you're feeling better.
Yeah, thank you guys for getting me here. Thank you for getting me to a hospital. I owe you for that.
I think we'll be leaving soon.
Yeah, I'm glad they told me that I probably would be leaving soon, and all I need to do is just take it easy on physical activity for a while, but otherwise I should be all right. So no more firefights for me for a little bit. Hearts will have to do all the lifting, but
Hope we can keep the no firefights happening.
all right. Gil, Junior, Poe, and Junior and Marlene are back on the band.
Yep.
Okay, Gil and Poe. All right.
More like
Doctor comes in and
we stopped making fun of Marley and Junior as soon as he walks in the door.
the doctor walks in and says, "Do you mind if I discuss this in front of you both?"
Go for it. Yeah.
Well,
so is it a boy or a girl?
It's well, Gil, why don't we start with you?
Oh, that's bad news, Doc. I'm sorry.
The good news is that it looks like the treatment they whipped up downstairs has worked, in that the agents in your bloodstream have been neutralized. And so where you are at now is as far as this will go. Now, it appeared that one of the things this granted you was something of a problematic healing factor, but a healing factor nonetheless.
Like Wolverine?
No. because Wolverine regrew his own tissue.
A man of literary taste, I see.
Yes. It's the things that they have digitized and then managed to bring here. You're actually something more like Cable,
Oh, excellent.
in that you may not like the way your wounds are being healed. But the good news is that has stopped. The bad news is that has stopped. The other bad news is the concentrations of metal, particularly in certain bits of soft tissue, may eventually, if it's not remedied, cause you some long-term problems that I'm afraid would be difficult for even us to treat. Are you familiar with pericarditis?
Nope.
So the heart sits in a protective sac of tissue. And what happens in a condition known as pericarditis, and this usually happens as a result of infection or inflammation, the pericardial sac will either thicken or harden. And once it does so, it will eventually interfere with the normal rhythm of the heart. And it will at first affect things like physical exertion or physical endurance, but it can eventually cause serious complications for the heart. So I'm afraid that without some kind of serious remediation that would not be easy to do, we might be able to do given enough time and resources, but I believe would be better treated back in your hometown. I'm sure they have the technology to remediate this.
Of course.
Then your lifespan will otherwise be dramatically shortened.
Are we talking days, weeks, months, years, decades?
It's hard to say for sure. I don't believe it will cause you... How old is your character?
He is mid-40s.
Oh, mid-40s. Oh. You may start to see problems, and I'm guessing here. It's hard to put these things on a timeline, but I think you might start to see problems about the time that you turn, say, about 50 or so. This is definitely something you want to follow up on with your physicians, but I don't believe it's going to create a problem for you tomorrow. If it did, I believe we would already see signs of that, and we simply don't. Your heart rhythm and the movement of the chambers appears to be normal.
Excellent. Well, good. I think that's plenty of time to do what we need to do. Is there anything else for me?
No. Dr. Poe, I can start with the same good news, which is that in you as well, the concoction that was created downstairs seems to have effectively stopped the agents within your bloodstream. That's the good news. The bad news is that the bits of growth that it has created within your body are numerous, and while they don't appear to be metastatic, they are certainly demonstrate the profile of something that could grow quickly enough to cause problems for you, that could start to draw blood away from healthy organs, to obstruct ducts or tissues. These are otherwise benign tumors, but simply the rate of growth will cause you problems, and I'm afraid they are too numerous for us to fix with simple surgery. And because of the fact that these don't have the protein profiles of most typical forms of cancer, I don't know that we have any medication on hand that even in a long treatment would provide any source of help for you. I wish I could give you a timeline for your condition, but I'm afraid there's simply... I don't have any... I mean, with Gil, I am guessing, but pericarditis is at least something that I have some point of reference on, even if his cause is radically different than it normally would be. In your case, I'm afraid I just can't estimate what this would do or how long it would take, but I can tell you that this is certainly no small matter, and if I were you, then I would not dally any longer than you absolutely have to seek serious medical intervention. But fortunately, unlike most patients that come through here, I can give you at least the positive news of you're going someplace that, should have no problem doing that. So you should be just fine for the trip back, and notice no decrease in your physical capacity or any interference with your daily life and the time it would take you to get back there, even if you took a relatively slow path.
Okay, Gil. Great.
Great. That's good news. Yes. I think we have plenty of time to finish what we need to finish.
Congratulations. You're stabilizing, going to be just fine as long as you can make it home within, a matter of months or so, maybe a few years even. But I just would not dawdle, and be sure to refer this information to your physicians back home.
Absolutely. I will definitely discuss this with my physician. Well, thank you very much, Doctor. We appreciate it. Is there anything that we need to do, ongoing sort of things that we can do in the field to...
I'm afraid not, given the complexities of these conditions. But, I mean, the good news is, over the next few weeks, months or so, you shouldn't need to.
And our friend Molly.
Fortunately, her wounds are far more traditional in nature. Trauma is something we are definitely much more accustomed to treating here. She appears to have gotten very excellent field dressing, and, in fact, had already partially healed. We only had to do a little bit of corrective surgery, which, given the location, is still no small matter, but we were able to do it as minimally invasive as possible, and I've given her instructions to be very careful about any form of strong exertion for a while, but I think she should be healed normally, even without any additional medical intervention within, I'll say maybe about 8 weeks, perhaps a couple of months at most.
Excellent.
And she should be back to normal as if it never happened. Well, as much as you can be from an injury like that.
Certainly. Well,
I can make sure that she has some antibiotics to take just in case any kind of infection or inflammation should flame up later. If it gets re-injured, obviously that's going to be a complicating matter, but she should otherwise be just fine as long as take it easy. Give her the simpler duties, whatever those might be.
Excellent. Well, I think we should probably take our leave. Is she ready to be discharged?
Oh, yes. As long as she has a little bit of assistance, she should have no trouble making it back to your vehicle.
Would you be able to help the doctor out, too? Field supplies are sometimes lacking in, the field.
Let me see what I can convince them to let go of.
We don't need anything major like an MRI or anything like that.
Well, let me see what I can get from them.
Thank you.
Could you also do me a favor and make a copy of our charts for us?
Certainly. All right, so how many of your known quantity medical supplies do you have left?
7.
7? Roll 2d6.
Nice!
You really just snake eyes it?
Fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll my own.
Okay. Wayne has never touched these, to the best of my knowledge.
Are you fucking kidding me?
It's meant to be.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Why don't you?
Chad, would you just this is I'm not looking for 2. I can go with that. That's fine. Jesus Christ. They give you...
That's all we can spare.
I mean, I'm trying to think of it this way. If you're talking about...
What is it?
Not treating an individual, but treating an injury, which is how we're doing these. I mean, enough rubbing alcohol, sutures, gauze, whatever. You can easily fit 9 applications in a
bag full of bloody
small
stuff.
bag. So,
So I'll just add it to my expenditures.
yes, add it to 9 years.
We've done enough for you.
Here, we gave you all of our used jabs. I'm sure there's something in there useful.
Just for my own sanity. Yeah. That's way better.
Jesus Christ.
Wayne, thanks a lot, Wayne. You did this.
Son of a bitch, you did this.
Look, we'll fix them right now. Wayne, put them on your balls. I'll put them in my mouth. We'll be done.
Mm-hmm.
I do have...
What the fuck?
He stole your mojo.
I know. What the hell?
So, all right, it is. I would love to get to the next part, but to the next plot point where you guys actually do the boat meeting. But it's 11:30, so for the people that live in Illinois,
Quit coming here and taking our fucking jobs. That's what I say to the people
we
in
should build a
Illinois.
wall between Missouri and Illinois.
Well, no,
It's already a river.
we should build a wall between America and California. But
Anyway, all right. So, post game comment, not from you, Charlie. Post game commentary. Question.
Good.
it's good with some good RP tonight. Some good,
I found
good
it kind of
character
interesting.
development.
This is the exact kind of game that I love to game master, when I can just sit back and watch all you fools dance around.
Not even sit back. At one
sit
point,
on my
he got up,
content.
went downstairs to let Charlie
walked
out,
his dog.
and we kept going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I it's kind of interesting too because Eric was talking before the game about how one of the attributes of this game is that we can have whole sessions where effectively no dice are rolled, and I don't.
And then when you do roll them,
yeah,
you just fuck it up.
well, and in this case, I mean the dice that were rolled was
It's not my fault.
It was always
we've all
one
agreed on
roll
that.
to
Slash Gills tires.
You had a stealth roll to slash Gil's tires. You had a roll to
I do like
lock
that
a
reverse
device.
gift.
To lock a device that couldn't be hacked. You had a roll to see how many medical supplies you're getting. But at no point was this like, okay, we need to roll to shoot, roll to dodge, roll whatever. So I mean, yeah, it is interesting to have games like this.
You have to have you definitely have to have a strong story that people want to like uncover. Because if you didn't, it would be like, well, I feel like I'm not doing anything.
Yeah.
Well,
But,
yeah,
like because
yes.
we don't have to roll dice and
creating
still
drama
do
as
winning.
opposed to reacting to them.
Yeah, exactly. It's,
Well, and I
it's
think
refreshing.
it's hard to. I mean, you can have deep characters, but I think it's very, very hard to have deep characters when telling RP in a vacuum. Because if you think about it, in this game, in terms of forward plot motion, if we were to describe not character development but only plot development, very little happened.
Oh yeah,
But
Actually, a lot of stuff happened. It was decisions.
We actually haven't touched this sheet in forever.
no, but one of the things that came out of this though is or one of the things that I noticed is that the RP that was occurring was dealing mostly, not entirely, with events that would not have been there to discuss if they had not occurred in previous games. And so if there had not been plot and intrigue up to this point, you guys may have had deep characters, but those deep characters would have had nothing to chew on. It's like talking to the world's most interesting, biggest genius, except they're bored and there's nothing to discuss there. And so, it's, yes, some of it was character background stuff, but even the character background stuff was only relevant worth discussing because it existed in the context of things that had happened in the game. Why does trust and things like that even need to be discussed?
We've had multiple times during the course of this leg of the campaign of the big reveals about characters happening. What Poe did has come out. What Junior's doing keeps coming out and then coming out and then coming out. Scotty's background now. Even some Marlene stuff came out this time about her past. There were a lot of the character interactions this game were really incredible. I mean,
Yeah.
I love you, Junior. Don't break my heart. don't break my heart. I love Junior.
You should listen to the character interview we did.
I don't think that I should though, because
I don't think you should either. Actually, that was really hard for me because I don't even remember what the situation was. Junior did or said something, and because I did the character interview with him, I know why he's doing it. I'm like, I can't talk. I can't interact. with it.
Having sat through that, I still stand by. I know Junior because I have known those people. Because I have known people that have those kinds of personality disorders that are conflict avoidant, but at the same time are big people pleasers and are very good at I should say more, but I'll just leave it at that. When I was sitting in there, I'm like, and I'm not going to be an asshole and do this on mic, but it's like, I can name these people. And so I felt somewhat vindicated that my read on Junior from the right has been pretty damn accurate.
And you two hit the nail on the head. Scotty's a zealot. I created him as a zealot, and I just have been doing little glimpses of it until the big reveal.
Yeah.
He is completely a zealot. He's drank the Kool-Aid and on board.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out because one of the things, that I always try to do in these games is there will be clear-cut protagonists and antagonists. You have clear-cut people who are on your side versus dislike you. You are never, in all probability, I guess it's possible, but in all probability, the worst of the worst disc gangs are never going to be your buddies. They're always going to be effectively bad guys. Now, they do have their own motivation for what they're doing. They're trying to survive in an insane world, and they've done that by themselves effectively giving into that insanity. They've aligned themselves to the world. They're the ultimate. They're not trying to change the world. They're adapting to the world as they perceive it.
I think some of the most interesting stories about zealots are when that wool gets, when the cloth gets pulled away from what they've been looking at and they see it for real, and then what is their reaction to that?
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Does it break them? Do they change? Do they double down?
I don't have this scripted, but based on the things that Scott is presupposing to be true, they're not universally false. I mean, it's one of those things where,
Yeah, because it's so goddamn vague and undefined, it could be anything.
Yeah, make a better world.
Make a better world, duh.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a pony.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's a better
Everyone's
world.
dead because we're all a disease.
But
Yeah,
but
it's a better
once-
world. Chicago gets nuked. It's a better world.
But once you guys get to the various players that are at work here and what they actually want and such, I mean, it's going to be like, if I do it right, I'm sure you guys will have an opinion. I'm sure you will like some people more than others. But if I do this well, you're not going to see mustache-twirling villains in any of them.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And so I'll just say that Scott's faith will not be...
Unquestioned?
Well, no, it might get questioned, but it's also going to be rewarded to an extent. And that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to engineer this one or the other. Because what is going on here has been defined since the first campaign. And it hasn't changed. You guys are just seeing a different angle of the same story.
One of my favorite parts of tonight before we wrap it up is while everyone is yelling at Scotty about, who said I love you first, blah, 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 Dan passes me a note and says, on your data pad, it says, I said it first.
Seriously, men are so fucking stupid. Oh my god. Oh, we're so stupid.
Well, that's something else I've got. I'm just going to be interesting to see develop. I was talking to Chad about this. Like I said, not in this game, but the prior game, one of the things I felt I didn't do well on the fly because of the fact that right now you guys are at a point in the game where it's not easy for me to plan any of this because you guys are making decisions and changing paths and whatever. But I think Emma, not in this game, but in the prior game, when you asked her questions, was more cagey than she should have been. So I'm going to try and handle that in game is that she is now actively recovering her memories, and in future discussions, she's not going to have all the answers, because some of them she doesn't remember, and some of them she just plain doesn't have access to. But she's going to start getting less cagey and start giving you guys more specific information. And it's going to be interesting to see how that develops, both the game and your interactions with Emma. Because she is going to start getting a lot more specific about what's going on and what she's attempting
About
to
what her
do.
needs are, Junior.
And about
Yeah,
what
you
is
kidding?
love. Junior, don't hurt me.
Yeah, it's going to be
No more.
freaking sex robots and GC vagines.
Hey, it's been my dreams since prison.
Yeah. Wait till he dies and ascends to the digital realm. Because Emma can't let him go.
This point, he'll just be made into a synth.
Well, yes, I was kind of thinking that, I was rolling that around in my head, so if Junior dies, but Emma could save some imprint of his mind.
Nothing.
And it's like, nah. It's not that she wouldn't want to. It's more,
They made that movie. It's called Tron.
or Superman 3.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, I just don't want to go that way.
Well, wouldn't she just make him in her perfect way? It wouldn't be him. It would be
Her crazy interpretation of him.
yeah. it would be like this crazy. I mean, it'd be pretty much the same. The difference would be he actually is affectionate towards her.
Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to wonder. Is like, would she turn him and make some approximation of him in an AI? Would she put his brain in a jar?
Right.
I have no idea. And I got like, nah, that's really not the feel or level of technology I'm trying to do in Skies of Glass. So,
See, that's how you roll. 1, 2, 3. Symmetry.
so anyway,
I mean, mine was symmetry. It was all the same.
all right. So thank you guys. Dude, thank you guys for tuning in. We will catch you guys again in 2 weeks. I think it's going to be getting close to Christmas there, but we're going to do our best.
2 weeks is
After Christmas.
2 days. Yeah, it's 2 days after
It's
Christmas.
after Christmas, so we'll see who's
I'm
in.
free.
I'm free.
I won't be in town 2 days after Christmas.
That's okay. I think you will be, Scotty V. I'm so free.
So anyway, guys, I've been rethinking this whole thing with the Lizzies, and I was fucking fooled because, I mean, what does making a better world even mean?
How can I turn my back on my friends for a piece of ass? I'm so sorry, guys. It's not worth it.
Well,
There's plenty of other
let's
pieces
see
of
if
ass
we
out
can
there.
reschedule then for another day, because I would hate to miss 4 weeks in a row of games, but also I can't do the next game without Wayne in particular, because you guys are headed to talk to one or more of the lizard girls, and
What are you talking about? We got it covered.
that's so yeah.
I shoot them in the head.
We'll bring a D4 and we'll just every question,
Magic 8 ball.
randomly burn. No, we just reroll a D4 and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then
we decide.
whatever we land on, that dude responds
Right.
as Wayne.
Scotty W.V. gets on my dick.
So
The week of Christmas is
I
the
shoot
only week I'm
chameleon.
out of town.
I've never been with a man before, but
So I could do the week
It just feels
before
right.
just fine.
what if? Well,
this
okay.
barrier, this wall of my prostate that your tip is rubbing against, and it's really good.
Your arm isn't the only thing made of metal.
You ever come so hard your leg shakes?
Like a dog biting his belly.
This is why we're not on television or radio. That's
Like I
actually
said on a cactus.
so. All right, then I'll cut this. I'm going to drop the recording here because this is a limited interest to you guys. But we're going to try and reschedule then so we don't miss that many weeks in a row. And have a great week.